Wagwan, everybody, Wagwan. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Oblivion, Silva, Darwin, Joker, Kraken, Michael, Moreno, Icy Girl, Super Savior. Yo, I appreciate every single one of you guys coming through. I hope you guys are all having a blessed night. We're finishing up the game. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Yeah, we had to come back a little bit later and jump on this. What up, Hugo? Whoa, PC. A bit of a frame. What the? So we're gonna continue. Let's see if we move into the other section. Is this something zip? What up, guys? How you guys been? I had to delay the second part of the stream a little bit. All right, I think we're good now. Be advised, I'm on foot. Paul has the glasses on. I'm on the Professor Paul. We're on the Professor Paul mode right now. I had to put the glasses on. You already know the nerd talk. He got me. You see something? Look at all these extra settings you get when you get to play this game. Something's up though. My PC been moving a little funky. Yo, what is today? Paul is like, do not disturb the dirt. He's saying I look like Mole. Oh my god, no. Do you think it's the high resolution? It might have switched to that. But something's going on here. I'm switching it to something else then. Go here. What happens if I switch to this one? Something just changed. Yo, what up, Retro World? What up, brother? Did that just shrink it? And it's not. No, that's not even the issue right now. Is it reshade? Oh, now it's smooth. All right. I figured out what happened. It's because I'm not clicked on the exact thing. Hold up. But I don't know why the game's choosing to bug out now. Look at Jack. Look at Jack. He's doing the standstill blink. Yeah, it's mainly because I'm not clicked onto the thing. There's something weird about this. All right, so hold up. If we go back to the graphics, boost it up a little bit. For this monitor, I realize what's going on here. And you go up top. What I need to do, when I click on the game itself, it's capture method. Let me try this one. Nope. It's freezing when I click on the game. Keep moving, just keep moving. You see this? Like when I'm on the actual game, it's moving smooth. But when I click off of this, it's moving a little buggy. It's the stream. Let me see, PC screen. Let me see this. So I go with the PC screen. What we're seeing on the screen, boom. And it's bugged on this one too. Yo, it's like the universe is saying, get off of this. Every time. Capture game, will it let me? Nope. Just give me a moment, guys. Trying to figure out exactly what's the right settings. It's just usually just a mix and match. What about this one? PC game capture. Okay, we got something here.
You need purple clearance for this gate.
I think I got it. I think we got it. I'm gonna go get to Torn. How you guys been? Yeah, we're gonna get to Torn. What exactly is happening here? Capture the cursor. You just streamed Overwatch? Yo, I might have to switch to that if this isn't working too right, because this is why I gotta finish the games the same day. Man, I should just finish the game. How is the stream on your guys' end? It's looking kind of funky here. Something's... The game is working fine for me now, but priority mode. Priority mode.
This is a no-hover zone.
Something in task manager. I gotta do it on the fly. Amai Machoya. This guy said Amai Machoya. Trying to see what's eating away at my CPU right now. It's mainly... Did I let this not start up properly? Resource values. Look at them. I'm trying to block up the traffic. What you guys been up to, by the way? Search online. Something's off.
I've got suspicious activity in the sector.
I might have to restart. We might have to. Is this better, guys? Let me know. I think we got it.
Please advise. Suspect's description.
Everything seems to be fine. We got perfect frames. All right, brother. We got perfect frames. Let me just give me 1 second to make sure it's on my phone. I don't want to... Last thing I want is for me to like stream this and then all of a sudden the frames ain't working. I guess it's my preview. Looks good to you? All right, guys. Okay. I think we got it.
Patrolling sector 9.
You're on your way to Brisbane to see your family. Let's go. Icy Girl's like, it looks a little bit laggy. Doing a quick test.
Be advised, I'm on foot.
All right, now it's looking like it's smooth on the stream. Yeah, I think it's smooth now. I think it's just my preview. Much better now. Okay, I think we got it. It was laggy at first, and now it seems like we got it. The notification still saying, I am Jesus Christ? Bruh. What the f...
No! This is
You
your
haven't played that in like 2 days, bro. Wow.
stop!
I just fixed it. Okay. That's crazy. Yo, I'd be updating the settings and then they rebound it back to whatever we were playing previously. All right. It seems like we should be good to go. We're back out here in the slums. We got the Professor Paul glasses on. That's how you know we mean business. When I got these glasses on, it's like ultra sick. I appreciate you guys. Yo, shout out to my boy Joker. This man's one of the hardest workers in the chat, bro. Every single day, day in and day out. Let's go.
Moving to next sector.
You guys about to go visit family for the weekend? That's what's up. Anybody else got some plans for the weekend? What you guys got? It's like spring is finally here.
Please advise.
Oh, my PC. This PC. I have to smack some dust out of my PC. It's starting to do some random things. Yo, it's the Crocodog mission. It's the Crocodog mission. Is it smooth, guys? Just let me know real quick. I'm gonna do some quick chaos before, because the last thing I want to do is record like 3 hours of this, and then the next thing you know, it's glitched up, and then yo, I'm quitting. I'm not doing this shit again. I am not replaying it if it messes up, because that's some bullshit. I hate when that happens. It's like, yo, you record for like 6 hours, then the shit's broken, and then next thing you know, you're like, yo, you got to record the whole thing again. Nah, I'm not doing that. It looks like it's working for me though. It looks like it's smooth. I'm looking at a test right now on the stream. It's running smooth, right? Yeah, all right.
The area is secure.
I'm like, bruh.
Don't try to make a fool. As you all know. Keep going.
See, the good thing about PC gaming, you get all of this limitless potential, but then you also got all the limitless potential for both good and bad. You get some of the most amazing graphics, and then sometimes you get the most random shit that happens where it's not consistent. The second day, the whole thing could bug out on you. And this is like this everywhere across the globe. This is why ITs have jobs. But Professor Paul is now headed to the Torn mission here on a nice time of day. The sun's coming up, and we got the crocodile. We got the Messiah. We got the watermelon head, and we got the crocodile. Is Broly there with you? Nah, he's upstairs chilling, sleeping. So I had walked Broly earlier through the neighborhood, but yo, earlier today, just like a quick story, like my body, walking a Rottweiler is a full body workout. Like I have to get metal chains and carry him around the whole neighborhood for at least an hour, and it's like, bro, I walk through the whole neighborhood, and this dog is so freaking strong. My whole body just feels like it's in pain afterwards. I like it. It's a good pain. It feels like, yo, it's a workout, but bro, it's taxing. But that's the lifestyle I like. I like this farm boy Jack and Daxter stuff. Yo, what up, Doc Needany? We got the Gerber Messiah with the crocodile. Yo, I love the Gerber crocodile. That's just like Broly over there too, little goober.
I want you boys to escort the kid over to Core at the power station. He promised to look out for the boy, and I'm just too busy to babysit right now. Oh, and take the kid's crocodile with you. Oh, isn't he sweet?
So what's this kid's story?
I found him just wandering the streets, but that amulet around his neck means he may just be the lost heir to the city. Take the kid and the mutt to the power station. Watch out for guard patrols and defend the kid at all costs. Oh, and if you happen to lose the crocodile...
Hey,
Bro, they gave him a wild voice. Yo, hearing Jack sound sincere with this voice actor, it's everything. That's the character right here. They picked right with this voice actor. I don't know how some studios, they be missing with the casting. Whoever they allowed to cast in these new shows is stupid, bro. They got, I'm gonna be honest, they got some shitty voice actors and actors across the globe nowadays, man. Like, I don't know who decided to make Snape black, and then who decided to hear Colleen Clickenbeard say, yeah, you're gonna be the main character, because yo, y'all some tone deaf workers in the industry, man. I don't know who fell in love with Colleen Clickenbeard, but that's my opinion. That was definitely one of the worst voices I've heard for the main character, man. It ruined the shows for me. In my opinion, that's my opinion. But
pick up someone your own size.
yeah, pick up someone your own size, bro. Let's go, crocodile. Bang. Bang, 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 bang. The underground freak. Imagine when you're real. Oh, I only had one hit. Oh, man. Kid. That was the warm up.
Hey,
let's go.
Wait. Come back.
Think about how surreal this is. Scholar, yeah, nigga, yo, Jay's like, yo, it's Professor Paul to you, all right? It's Professor Paul. Yo, because everybody from the UK and Australia be calling me Paul so much, I accidentally be saying that when people say, yo, what's your name? Or if you're picking up an order from Uber Eats, I'm Paul. I'm Paul. I had the halal guy have to correct me. Your name is Paul.
Stay with me, kid.
I'm Paul. Man. They're probably used to a bunch of brown people named Rajesh Kumar or something, man. I'm being too much on. What's your what class you teaching at Hogwarts? We teaching herbology. Herbology. We are lighting up the spliff here.
Stick with me, kid, and you'll be safe.
That mandrake grass. Herbology. They smoking that good shit there at Hogwarts. That Dumbledore koosh. We fighting over that. You already know the man was trying to brew rum. Turn this water into rum. Don't surrender, sir. Yeah, think about the concept of this mission. Get in the vehicle with the kid. Me and the Gerber crocodile. This is dope. Look at that happy-go-lucky Gerber. Look at that Gerber. Look at that dog. I love this dog. They were tasing the kid, bro. That big ass dog. There was something about these missions where you have the whole vehicle filled with the whole squad, and Bro, this was everything. This made, bro, you could be alone playing a video game, but it made you feel like you got the fam with you, like you got the whole squad. And the thing about this, the whole concept of you helping out the heir, who could also be your younger self, without you even knowing. I wish we had more. It's almost like a father-son, but it's myself type of mission. And when you really think about it, right, when you put that in perspective, I always say at the end of this game, it's the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Think about that, right? Every single one of us, who's the most protected child in our life? That child doesn't really exist in the physical, but it exists in the spiritual, which is your younger child. And that's what most adults are disconnected from, their younger child. Oh my God, the vehicle's gonna explode. Their younger child, your inner child. And who's the father really of that child? And technically, man or woman, it's you, right? Everything you do is to protect that inner child. Everything you buy, everything you play is for that inner child that nobody else can see. You know what I mean? And only you would know, like, what it is that keeps this kid safe, what keeps this kid happy, your inner child, and it's your differences that make you. You know what I mean? Not everybody likes the same shows. Not everybody likes the same games. Yo, I have the gun to his back. Come on, Goober. Look at this barefoot Goober. Yo, you gotta put on some shoes, my guy. He's walking on barefoot. Little village boy. Yo, what up, Icy? Thank you for keeping me company. Yo, that's how it be. That's how it be. I hear you. She says, thank you for keeping me, for being lonely. Yo, vice versa. Thank you for being here. I keep up with the, I'm trying. Wait, this guy. Oh.
Just a kid.
He's just a boy. He's just a boy. Don't make me go dark. We spare kids. You. Meanwhile, Core is over here like Epstein.
Let's get these two to Core. Samus told us to bring the kid to you.
Thank you. I'll be sure to keep him close. Oh, sweet. Interesting. Insufferable mutt never liked anyone but the boy before.
I guess I'm just good with animals.
I love animals.
Go to keep the metalheads at bay. During my travels in the deep wasteland, I saw some of the bigger ones. Awesome creatures.
We saw a big one coming out of a rift once. He was ugly.
I have some valuable.
He said, huh? That wasteland stuff was foreshadowing.
Dig. He is still looking for that ridiculous tomb.
Good boy.
We'll go out there and disrupt his operation just in case. Knock down all the scaffolding at the site. That should set him back. Here is an air train pass to get you out there.
Thanks, Goober. Is that Ashlyn on it? There's a picture of Ashlyn on that. I see her cornrows. I see some red cornrows on it. Man, yo, Core over here acting like Epstein, and then he's trying to make us sabotage anything for that tomb. And you gotta think about it, all right? The tomb is the tomb of these two right here. It's our tomb. The tomb of Mars. This is these two. The dead body, it has the precursor stone. The prophetic destruction of the evil is within the reach. The artifact. So it was like, I'm Pole. Hello, I don't have a pole, but I got a pal. That's me. Pal. Pal. Paul. The way I be saying my name is the New Yorker way. It's like P-A-W-L. Paul. 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 Word to my. Oh! Crunch. That crunch. The crunch. You know when Timon and Pumbaa was eating the bugs and you had that crunch? Nah, that Baron Praxis is sounding like Israel and stuff right now. Yeah, sacrifice yourself for Israel. They've weaponized the Bible, man. They weaponized that shit. False Israel. Israel is the people, the Christians, not this rogue state. Holy shit, he trying to run up in there and he crashed. Look at that line of people there. Man, Dex are always roasting Core. They pissed on Core. The dog Mark Core is his territory. Yo, Direwolf, I appreciate you being here with me, brother. That's vice versa. If you think about it, right? think I just recently saw a video from Shaq in my shorts feed, right? And Shaquille O'Neal, and he was talking about his, I think it's one of his marriages. I didn't get the full details on it, but apparently it was one of his wives, and I believe he cheated on her. And what happened was, I think she took the kids and everything, and he said, yo, he had this giant mansion, and if you guys have ever been to Miami, Florida, you could see the island, Star Island. You can see where all these celebrities live and stuff. It's a great spot, but his whole mansion, he was talking about, yo, when everybody was out of the house, it's like all these empty rooms. You just don't get no energy. You don't hear anybody from it anymore, and it gets super lonely and haunting. And that's where he started to regret and took accountability for cheating on her. You know what I mean? Well, God used to let us sacrifice animals. There's a laws of it in the Old Testament. Yes. But after the crucifixion and the New Covenant, there should be no more torturing the animals. Nowadays, they would take that crocodile. If you're still following the Old Covenant, they would still kill it. But y'all already know, man, that sacrifice was to protect us as humanity. It was also to protect us and the animals. If you think about it, it's also for the animals that we don't really get to stress that part enough, like to spare the animals from cruelty. And look at this. These guys are blowing each other up. Hey, yo. Yeah, no more animal sacrifice. Peter Paul, yes, sir. Man. That Professor Peter Paul. I remember one of the paths here leading back to the pump station. Yeah, that was the coolest part, right? The path to leading you to the other part of the map, how it all connects. But yeah, even going back to the Shaq thing, I remember 50 Cent said the same thing, and I think he had bought some kind of house with like 30 plus rooms in the back, and he was like, yo, I ain't even go back there. He just bought this house just because of it, and he's like, yeah, that it gets creepy. It's like, think about that. You have a giant mansion, but the rooms are like almost damn near haunted because there's nobody in there. If you got a house with like 30 plus rooms and there's nobody in there, ain't that no different from like a school empty at night? Think about that. Y'all ever been in school after hours when everybody's out of there? Is your better dark Jack mod fixed? Let me see. Nah. PC stuff be bugging, bro. PC stuff, it's very experimental. That's why we got these glasses on, because we're scientific. There. Guys taking threes. Yo, they're blowing each other up. Tony Hawk. Look at this thing. He's digging for this tomb wherever he can find it. Wait. Take a look at this. Oh shit. I gotta watch out. They might be throwing this stuff in my foot. Look at this giant drill. Whoever had to animate this and create this mission, that's crazy. And then you break these pieces off, and then I gotta be careful. One hit's dead. He's barely hanging on by a thread. Imagine he shot the track. Yeah. Boom, he got blown up. Yo, they're still throwing these grenades. Doc.
So proud of you, Jack, and you too, Daxter. Together, you have done real damage to the Baron. We may win this war yet.
We, as in he playing us. Oh, man. Yep. And if you think about it, right, Silva, no more sacrifices because Jesus was the ultimate sacrifice. Y'all ever seen that movie El Dorado? How these people, like, yo, why is everybody so eager to go and kill shit for God? Like, that movie was always what put her in perspective. It's like, yo, sacrifice, make the gods happy, kill something, bloodlust, yes, Mima Hoi. Think about how stupid this shit is. Do the gods want us to sacrifice this chicken? I'll do it. Blood? Draw blood, yes. It really is like some savages. Yeah, Jay's like, forget the huge ass mansion. All you need is a big calm house and, bro, and some land. I feel like, bro, as long as you got maybe, yeah, at least the land part. I think the land is the priority. A nice spot with some sunlight. Bro, he's like, so I wasn't supposed to offer my child to the demon bull for our crops to grow? Oh, shit. Nah, bro, you just have to change the fertilizer, stupid. Yo, that's why I'm like, when everybody's like, yo, whenever they talking about, oh, well, back in the day we used to do this, or anytime y'all try to decipher these teachings, that's new age. Y'all realize the old age, anything prior to these 2000 generation, even in this generation where we have smartphones, people are still stupid and illiterate. Like, yo, how many people y'all know in this generation when we got smartphones and all this modern education and all this YouTube stuff, and they still can't read? Yeah, the Mayans used to sacrifice their own infants and shit. Shit was crazy, right? These people was crazy. It was like, yo, damn, back in the day, these were savages, and you had to go and turn these people into, yo, get out of the savage mode. Y'all acting like animals. Oh, shit, I went right back. I got deported. No. Yo, look how fast this travels. We're deporting ourselves back and forth. Doc Nini says he would get paranoid with so many rooms, and I agree with that, bro. I would feel like there's somebody lurking around in there, and that's also the other thing in California. So what they do in California, why you see most of these rappers getting robbed and stuff like that, what happens is, yo, if you get a spot, let's say if I was a streamer, I can't show you guys my place, because what happens is if I start showing you guys the place that I'm at, like let's say I'm a celebrity or a rapper, I go to an Airbnb, or I rent out a spot, or I find a good house to go chill at. What these guys in LA do, they know the nice neighborhoods. They'll go and search it up on Zillow. They'll go search it up on Airbnb. They'll go do this like a Sly Cooper heist where they'll map out every single room. They'll go find the weak side of the perimeter of your property. So let's say there's hedges over there guarding it. They know exactly where to jump in. They have all the pictures nowadays with these modern technologies to see everything on Zillow and Airbnb of every room, and they've already plotted how they're going to rush in there within minutes, put you at gunpoint, make you trade up all your Bitcoin or whatever, your property or your money or whatever, and dip out all your jewelry. That's how Pop Smoke got killed. They were like, yo, somebody posted something about the location they were at on Instagram while they were there, and the next you know, these guys just search it up, and they're like, yo, we just have to get one car, pull up, 4 of us jump in, storm the place, put them at gunpoint, boom, they're robbed, and they can't do nothing. Make them open up their bank account, send you everything. It's literally like that, and that's the scary part about these giant places, man. More money, more problems. That's the real part about that. That's why I would rather be, even like after I realized this growing up, I was like, yo, I'd rather be in a house full of my family, like even my brothers, my mom, and my dad. Like, I'd rather be in a house with my family and my dog than be isolated in some context, you know what I mean? Because this way, at least you got a whole squad, a whole unit. All laws enforced for your safety. Yeah, man. Oh, when I saw your first walk through Jack 2, I saw those grenades, and they were like that eco capsule from Jack 1. You're like, what? Yo, what's good, Remy? People weren't as informed back then. I think documentation and writing was relatively new back then, and reading was definitely a rich man's skill. 100% cracking. Like, reading was for anybody that had money. It wasn't for the people that really needed the hope. It wasn't until like recently. And still to this day, there's still people not even getting education and able to read. Even with the smartphones, they're not able to read. Been a fan of your videos when you did the remaster. Yo, I appreciate you. Land is fire. You do anything with it. Fire as blacktop core, 10-car garage, by the seaside, by the sea wall, better than 20-room house with a 5-member family. Yeah. And then you think about that. It's like, why do we even still have those type of buildings? Like, we got, and Tupac said it too, right? We got people, why do people have to have 20-room houses when you don't even have a family that size and most of these rooms are empty? Why do we have billions of dollars being spent daily on war? I think 42 billion at this point after this war with Iran. But we ain't got no health care for the people, and we're acting like, oh, we just saved, in the context, if you guys are watching this in the recent events, we just saved our F-fighter pilot that just got lost in Iran. No American gets left behind. We'll go back for that one. And meanwhile, they're raising the enlistment age for this propaganda when that's bullshit. We got 33 million homeless vets in America. So what about the 33 million that are homeless right now, and 22 per day on average are committing suicide? But we got money for war to go blow up foreign kids? It's all fake.
Jack, we've still got trouble at the strip mine. I think the Baron set me up. Actually, I think everybody's trying to kill me.
What are you talking about?
Those eco wells the Baron had us drill? It seems he never intended to pipe them into the city grid. It doesn't make any sense. You know, open eco wells will attract more metalheads. Gotta close them off. Now, these plasmite bombs should do the trick. Drop one into each well, and the blast will do the rest.
Speaking of bombs,
Careful with that. Plasmite, huh? Cool. How does it work?
I'm about to turn this place into the Middle East real quick.
Hey, not my problem anymore. No, really, I insist. You're the hero. No, Jack's the hero. Oops.
Say the magic words. I could go full racial in this dojo. Yeah, because
Far away. Go through the portal and drop one bomb into each eco well before they all go off.
man,
We only have 2 minutes.
my Erica Kirk. Now, my era of New Yorkers, even if you're a Habibi, they will even do their own funny ass jokes and try to mess with you themselves too. It's hilarious. That's why in New York we grew with some tough skin. Like I know some Habibis that be like, oh, bombs, eh? Yo. This mission, the one thing I would change is add an action button because it doesn't tell you to push X at the very top to get these in there. But Jay says millionaires got the pointless shit room collecting pointless shit from around the world, collecting dust just for status.
4 left.
Then these millionaires be getting bored and then taking these kids to the island. Yo, the greed, it's insane. Like
3 wells cooked. Only 3 to go.
I don't get it. Like once you get out of survival mode, your whole mission should be serve the people. I don't understand why they just continue to serve themselves.
That's the 4th well. 2 bad boys left.
Bro, if I had $1 billion right now, my whole life's mission would be how can I redistribute this to the people and the poor kids of the world, bro. I'd be going straight to like South America,
Forward toast, Jack.
finding the poor kids, giving them money, handing out food. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that feel better on your soul than buying another Lambo, 10 soulless cars, collecting junk just so you can show off because of your small PP to other billionaires with small PPs? Or can you go and feed some kids and do the real boss thing? You know what I mean? Go set up some schools, go get them some clean water, go get them some education.
30 seconds left.
You're one of those heroes, aren't you? Like you got the opportunity to be a hero, but they don't want to do that. It's like, no, I want to feel like,
Yes, I feel like the king, because I could put my foot over you.
yo, Jack's eyes, they just rolled back.
Blow up those wells. I sure don't want any more metalheads coming around here. Good work, boys. I owe you one.
Good work, boys. Yo, I love this game because we're outside of the walls and this is the area being attacked by metalheads just on the perimeter. Look at this. They're on the other side of the river and there's the beautiful city. They got the wall. The moon is moving, the lights are moving, the conveyor belts, the lights are flickering. You see that beautiful palace, regardless of everything. I just love that palace because I like the sky part of it. You know what I mean? Like, if I was like Oblivion says, if you did have a blank check for a house, what would be in it? I don't know about what would be in it, but I would like to live like up in the sky to get a view of everything. I don't care how big the house is, but I would like to live like if you were to build straight up. And then I get to see the view of the whole place. That's what I love about it. Just the view. I don't care about the stuff that's in it, really. Especially this late into my, like this far into my life, I've moved so many times in my life where it's like, I used to love collecting things and I wish I could, but I haven't been able to do that in my life. And I believe the reason why is because it taught me, for me personally, I like to live nomadic. I don't like to stay in one place. And every time I would move, things get damaged. My games would get damaged. My toys would get damaged. Posters, everything would get messed up. The only thing that I would be able to keep like even good is like my clothes. Becky Chen says money for Israel. Yeah, bro. The false chosens. Do you think it's hard to find a relationship this day, fam? Yeah, Remy, this is the hardest day and age to find a relationship. Look at
What a brain.
the world right now.
Sure is scared of metalheads.
And for good reason. I've seen what metalheads do when they take a city. The destruction, the killing, the devouring. The Baron's scheming will only result in this city's falling prey like all the others before it. We must replace Praxis before it's too late. I am happy to say that you and your sidekick are causing quite a stir in our fight against the Baron.
You hear that, Jack? You're the sidekick. Hey, Wise and Whiskers.
He grabbed me to nuts.
Got something itching under your robes?
Hey, yo.
Appointment for that, you know.
It's just my aching bones. We have word the Baron is sending one of his large tanker ships out to the drill platform to pick up a load of ill-gotten eco. Go out to the drill platform through the warp gate and knock out that ship. The Shadow will send a team from the underground to pick up the eco later. Keep up the good work. We're counting on you.
Bro, he's sabotaging the deals. This man is a genius. And the aura on him, man. He got more aura than both Viger and Errol in the third game. He's got that Galen Maya aura. I don't know how to explain it, but Mr. Epstein over here, they did so good with this character. And even with him, with Vin in the room, like he's playing everybody. This is the most dreaded mission, by the way. The most dreaded mission. But Moon moves. If you're ever feeling lonely, just look at Jack. He's out here saving the world and shit. Kira doesn't even care. That's also why I would say relationships nowadays are cooked, because look at that. Will Smith can't keep his woman. Johnny Depp can't keep his woman. Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world, can't keep his woman. Tom Brady, football player, can't even keep his woman. Brad Pitt can't keep his woman. So if all of these like rich celebrities can't keep his woman, and then us on the like normal people scale, everyone down here getting cheating on and all of this messy stuff because of all this social media and comparison and all of these things. How are you guys, like, the divorce rate's moving from 50 to 70%? Relationships are cooked nowadays, and it is because of this, the apple of Eden. The apple of Eden is in everybody's hands now. It really is. It's the options. Everybody thinks they can do better, especially like, I mean, look how Will Smith treats Jada. And are any of them happy? All of them get treated like queens. Bill Gates as well. Bill Gates is a different case because you already know with him and giving Melinda the secret STDs and the drugs, bro, with all the stuff out of the case and everything. I don't know, like, what relationships really work. Look at Ghislaine to Epstein, though. She was loyal as hell, but they tyrants. Mufasa. I just had to do it. But yeah, relationships are pretty damn cooked. And the basis for it, I feel like it's because God isn't in the center of these relationships. And even if they say it is, most of the time it's not. They say it on the outside, but it really isn't on the inside. We'll see. This mission. Yeah, social media, comparison. Core got the clap. Hey, yo, Core got the clap. Core got the Melinda Gates. Core got the Bill Gates disease, bro. He got the same shit. Yo, Core got the Bill Gates. Let me go over here. Let me kill these bugs. Look at this side. I love the architecture here. Like, these designs. Yo, they just jumped off the map. And then you look at this drill, like look at this giant mechanism. These architectural feats are beautiful, man. Yeah, they just circled the entire thing. Look at this drill in this mountain. He's going and excavating for all this eco, this Mako. Bro, look at this map. I love the map, but then the mission here is one of the toughest. Remy says, you didn't know I believe in the Most High. I think it's impossible. Like, I feel like I see truth in every religion. I've studied most of the mainstream ones, and I see the connection between all of them. I've seen the visions off of the psychedelics, kind of like Onan and Jack, and I've seen how they all connect. I don't feel like they're supposed to be separated, but it's man's ego and pride that separates all of them. I 100% believe that there's a God, and I remember there was one time where I felt like I was hopeless in my teenage years, where I was super disconnected because of all the bad things that were happening, but it was like trial by fire. And there was a part where I was like, damn, is there, it did have you questioning. It was like, yo, where is the Father? Where is the Father? Where is there a God? Is there even a God? It makes you question those things. But then it was like, Nowadays, after everything has been, there's 100% a father or God or whatever figure up there you guys want to call it. It comes in different shapes and forms projected onto this reality. But I don't believe that anybody should ever be an atheist, because the reason why is because, and I can disprove it just with your phones. How do you not believe in a spirit or kind of energy from unseen forces, but your phone is connected to Wi-Fi? Then what is Wi-Fi? Like, that is the best way to explain it to an atheist. You don't believe in God, but then how do you believe in Wi-Fi to your phone? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So what is the Wi-Fi? Is just a ghost going into your phone? It don't make sense. In 1 minute, that's how you explain it. It's like, yo, unseen forces are at work at every second of the day, the same way unseen forces are sending data to your phone. That's why I'm like, yo, there's no way you could possibly really say that you're an atheist when you have Wi-Fi on your phone and you're watching this right now. It's like, yo, where's the tether for that? How do you, it's unseen forces right way around you. And then you got the 5G towers and all this stuff. The Jack series is about finding God. 100%, bro. Like, the Jack series has a lot of godliness, and it has sinners all over it too, but it's also showing a lot of godliness through the chaos and everything. Especially the third game, he finds God in the form of the precursors and everything, but Jack literally is doing the Goku role, the Messiah role. It's like a combination of everything. You got a mix of like a bunch of religions in here. Got the sages in the first game, the sages. You got Onan in this game. You got Light Jack and the precursors, the Atzels, the Mars, Holy Spirit. You know what I mean? Dialf is like, yo, that McDonald's Wi-Fi, they call it Wi-Fi. I see you. But this mission is the worst mission in the game on hero mode. I would have to give it to this one. On regular mode, it's fine. I don't mind it, but this is the worst mission in the game because you can't move this turret, and it's not super tanky, and it overheats. And you're a sitting duck. You're like literally sitting out here on a platform in the middle of nothing to go and get killed like an offering. This is how they used to offer the children to the Molech bull thing. Amalek bull child demon sacrifice. All you would have to do is put the kid inside of this thing and just set him on fire. That's how it'd be, bro. These old, yo, the old days, I don't know, man. These people crazy. Savages. The yin and yang symbol disguise, or as light and dark. Exactly. The whole symbol of Mara, like yin and yang, light and dark, creation and destruction. Like, even when I used to look at it too, right? We got to really think about this. Yin and yang, when you think about it, you need the destruction sometimes to bring forth a new, you know what I mean? So is destruction inherently evil? And then that's where it really starts to like really get into the philosophy, you know what I mean? Like, is destruction inherently evil? Can this evil energy be used for good? Like, is Ultra Ego Vegeta, if he's fighting on the side of good, is he still righteous in that sense? Or if you see like the opposition over there and that village over there is killing kids, doesn't that mean you have to bring the element of destruction to bring a new for the good of mankind? It's the balance of things, both the yin and the yang, and in the center of both. In the center of the darkness, there's light, and in the center of the light, there's darkness, you know what I mean? It gets super spiritual. The whole Mars symbol is completely about that. And then you got all the mysticism and the godliness, and he even says it. Like, Remy, you said you never thought about these games being spiritual. They do it in a comedic way too, which is geniusly balanced, because when Jack sees the precursors, he's literally like, oh my god, it's not what he expected, but at the same time it still all works, you know what I mean? Like, how can any of us really put a limit? And how can any of us be 100, or any religion truly be 100% right, when almost all of them have some damage by mankind on it? And you can see signs of it. Like, to be honest, it is corrupt rulers in their hands of everything, man, to control the people, and they don't want to give people power. That's the main thing. They don't want to see people enlightened. Like, God wants to see people powered, but it's these tyrants that have control of everything, they don't want to see the people power. They want to see them like cattle so they can live like the way they live in, which is wrong. The way I see it is the way it's the Goku mentality. You want everyone around you to become as strong as possible. You want everyone to become heroes as long as their foundations and their morals are set, then make them as strong as possible. Make sure you're raising them the proper morals. This way you create heroes. Remy says God of War is educational in some ways. Yeah, even God of War, even Kratos' story, he's doing all of this blood crazy destruction and everything, but in the same time, he did it righteously for hope and all that, you know what I mean? At the very end of it. That's why it's like a gray area. It's not as black and white as we think. And then it's like the balance of things, like that yin and yang concept. I love that being the symbol of Mar, Dark Jack and Light Jack. That's why I love this character so much, because it's not as black and white. Like, you can't really go point the finger and say, yo, is Jack real? Is Jack, like, Jack saves the world, but is he a demon? Is he a demon, and is he an antichrist figure? Like, that's what they treated him like in Jak 3. In the beginning of Jak 3, they're like, yo, your ties to core, you're the antichrist. But in reality, he's the Messiah, and he's a tainted Messiah at this point in time. But his younger self in Jak 1, he was Christ-like. You know what I mean? This is the hardest mission in Jak and Daxter history. Outside of the Lost Frontier and their bullshit missions is this one. Yo, what up, Rock? What? Great discussion points. Thank you, fam. Thank you, fam. It gets philosophical out here, man. It gets philosophical. I'll be heavy in that. Like the same thing with the Baron. We used to think, yo, as a Gerber, the first time I saw the Baron, I was like, yo, he's a tyrant, he's a bad guy. But then when you see everything from his point of view and him being the leader that he is, he was Machiavellian. And then you go and read stuff like the book The Prince, the ends justify the means. You have Vegeta quoting that when he went Majin Vegeta. Even in Dragon Ball Z, that was the most infamous quote. Do the ends justify the means? If you were to have to say, go and get some demon powers to use it for the greater good, would you go and do that? And the same thing in Infamous. The game Infamous also does the same exact theme. Do you use the Ray Sphere to become stronger to eventually defeat the beast? Do you use it to stop everything and for the greater good? Do you let Trish die and save the 5 doctors and become even stronger to go and eventually defeat the beast and remove yourself for the people? You know what I mean? It gets very complicated. You know what I mean? Yeah, Frank's like, why can't I spam the button? Why can't I just spam the button? Beautiful destruction right here. That's beautiful. Sent that tanker flying, and you see these in the sky.
You are proving to be quite an asset. Without Eco, the Baron will soon topple, and the city's future will be in our hands.
The Baron will topple. He's sabotaging the Baron. Oh, shit. But good. Look at this taste. But it's like, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Remy says, are you going to get the God of War trilogy remake? Hell yeah. Frank says, it happens a lot in media. Do I go evil for the greater good? And it's like, is it really evil at that point? Up front, does it look evil? But is it for the greater good? And I remember another show that did this perfectly. You got Attack on Titan. It didn't do it perfectly in Attack on Titan, but then the show that did it perfectly to me, you got even Death Note doing that type of same exact thing, where they're like, yo, Light Yagami, is he the villain? Because the crime rates completely dropped, especially with what he started out with before what he turned into. But the show that did it perfectly for me was Code Geass. Code Geass did it most perfectly to me. I feel like that show did it perfectly, and it really shows you. It's like, yo, does someone have to pose themselves as the bad guy for the greater good? Like Lelouch v. Bertin, yeah, he did it better than Eren Yeager and Light Yagami, for me, in my opinion, with the way he did it, like the way he executed that whole thing. If you guys ever watched the anime, it's one of the best animes out there. Me personally, I love Death Note more just because of the darker vibe. Attack on Titan's right there too. Those three are all connected with it, where they have like a anti-hero / approach of the main character. But Eren Yeager, you saw he was like tortured by the visions and everything. And in my opinion, I feel like that is connected to the same exact thing of like the Bible, where he's talking to his father. He's like, yo, 2,000 years into the future and then 2,000 years into the past. The first episode's title being that, where there's a connection across time and the tree of life. Where he's like, yo, Aaron Yeager wrote his own story. In the future, he's communicating to the past and telling him, yo, you got to walk this path. You know what I mean? But Lelouch, I feel like that one's forgotten in history. He did it better than Attack on Titan, and people don't know this. Like, that one had the perfect ending. Attack on Titan was an 8.5 for me. Death Note, after episode 25, it went from like a 9 to an 8 out of 10 because Nier and Mello messed that shit up. It got super, super convoluted there, but Lelouch got his show with that 50 episodes. They did it right. Attack on Titan, they botched the ending, in my opinion. I felt like they rushed it. He didn't know how to end it. It got super weird with Mikasa kissing the dead head, but at the end of it, it was like an 8.5 for me at the very end. They rushed that ending. He didn't know how to end it properly, and I feel like if he ended it properly, he should have taken more notes from Code Geass, and maybe he was afraid of making it look like it was copying it. Yeah, I wish they would bring Infamous back, because it also shows you that gray area. And Kessler was trying to instill these values into Cole. Was Kessler the bad guy in Infamous 1? Let me know what you guys think. Is Kessler the bad guy in Infamous 1? Is the Baron inherently evil for doing what he's doing, knowing that like in 2 weeks' time, Core is trying to destroy what's left of your city? And even though we didn't see it in the missions, in the lore, the reason why Baron's missing half of his face, because he did fight them and they lost Dead Town. So there is that type of trauma on them as well physically. Like, you lost half of your face. Every time you wake up and look in the mirror, you can't even wash your face without thinking about this opposition. So what would that do if you're the man on the throne and you can't even find the boy? He is looking for the child. He is looking for the Messiah to defeat Core, but who's holding it? Core is the guy that you fought. So it's a whole circle of madness, so well written, and I love it for that. That's why Jak 2 is one of the best stories. And then Jak 3 had to go and compete with its own franchise. I don't think they matched up with Jak 2, but think about it, Jak 2 was one of the best stories. So this game is one of the greatest. You wish they would bring Infamous back. I love Infamous for that gray line. They did it so perfect, man. Jak is the one who survived the Dark Warrior program. He is the chosen one. He is. And it's like, yo, is he a demon or is he a god? And they even call him, he's the Messiah, but it's a different take on the Messiah that everybody's expecting. Everybody's expecting the younger Jak, the happy-go-lucky Jak, just full of light eco with the entire time. But in reality, the way time plays out, and in the future, Mars tainted with dark ego, there's a whole dark side. And this also parallels to both Naruto, it parallels to One Piece, it parallels to Bleach, it parallels to Dragon Ball Z. Goku has the Uzaru, he killed his grandfather, he doesn't know that this energy is trapped within him. Even in the demon realm, you got the whole primal form. You got Naruto with the nine-tailed fox killing everybody but not knowing that this energy is trapped within him, but he's still the Messiah. You got One Piece, same thing with Luffy. They call the devil fruit, but it's what they're using for righteousness. You got Bleach. It's the same thing happening over and over in all of these themes, you know what I mean? Philosophical ideas with the childhood and everything. BioShock, whether or not you save the little sisters. Yo, I didn't get to really play BioShock all the way. I only played the intro back then. I remember it had like a lot of frame rate on the PlayStation 3. So yeah, Lelouch was a well-written villain. I feel like, yo, he was like I wouldn't say villain. He was a hero. He was a hero. He did it right because he was like, at the very end of everything, before I walk into this, he realized people unite through hate. When you think about that, everyone in the craziest way possible, if everyone finds a common thing to hate and they can point the finger at it, the people will unite to destroy that thing that they hate. They will destroy all barriers between themselves to destroy the one thing they hate. So he figured, make them hate me and channel all that hate to me. And when they kill me, all of that hate will be dispersed and they'll be united. And he faked his death at the very end. And it was just beautiful. I love that ending. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. Rockwood says, I teach a lot of Buddhism. But one of the biggest lessons is the idea of cause and effect, that things happen because of this relationship model. And yo, I believe that as well. And I also believe personally, if you go, and it's a different take on what most people think, but I do believe that even with things in the past and other religions, it's all tied together. Even Christianity, a lot of it came from Buddhism. And then the Dalai Lama did say they have evidence of Jesus Christ going and training and learning the mysteries from both the Egyptians, from the Buddhists, and even a bit of Hinduism. It was all combined together there, and it's like, bro, I see it. And a lot of it is Buddhist teachings, but then you have the capitalistic viewers like, no, we created this, we invented this, when it's like, no, nothing is new under the sun. And none of this is, people think it's like as if they have some kind of patented information, or my religion is patented information, when it's really the same things being recycled. It's the song being remixed and remixed and remixed, but everyone has this capitalistic idea where it's like, no, it's me versus you and all of that. It's so wrong. Jack 2 is amazingly written, Naruto Pain type of shit, you know what I mean? I like these talks. The butterfly effect. Yeah, and then you got same thing with Buddhism, cause and effect. In Hinduism, it's called karma. In the Bible, it's called reap what you sow. And if the Bible came after everyone, that's where like, oh no, everything else is foreign. But I don't believe that. That's where I'm like, yo, it's not foreign. It's just the same information being told in different ways, but it's not supposed to be viewed maliciously. You know what I mean? Reap what you sow. Karma, cause and effect. Everything you do has a ripple effect in society. Everything you do, everything you say, whether you're bringing out good energy or bad energy, and it has a ripple effect. It's like every time you drop a rock into water, it creates ripples in the water. That's you. The Baron was chaotic good. Yo, I actually have respect for this Baron. After all of these years, I do respect. I have some respect for him. What a great character. That's probably why in Jack 3 it started with people hating Jack, because he worked with crew, but it was for the greater good. And then on top of that, the media and the politicians twisted it to control the people for power, because Viger himself wanted to become a corrupted god. So it was like, yo, look at him on the outside. He's a demon. He's evil. But it's about transcending these primal natures, right? Is it I feel like it's more of a reward to be born evil and then become good than it is to just be born inherently good. That is a better hero's journey, like controlling that energy. It's what all these animes teach.
The Birdbrain and I were just talking about you, Jack. Onan is very proud of what you did.
What I did, what you did, what you do, it's all the same.
Will you stop with the deja voodoo stuff? It's creepy.
What you did, what you do, what you did.
Find the tomb of Mar.
Even now, Baron Praxis seeks the tomb, but only the one true heir of Mar can open the tomb seal.
We believe the kid is the key.
The prophecies say that the true heir of Mar must face the ancient oracle. He alone must circumvent the cunning tests of Mantle. He alone must wield the precursor stone, thereby unleashing the... Jeez Louise, fossil lady! Stop with this snooty mythic talk already, huh? You know that it hurts my lips.
Why is Mars' tomb so important?
The fabled precursor stone is rumored to sleep within the tomb, stupid! I added the stupid part. The precursor stone contains vast eco-energies. It can be used for great good, or great evil.
Good or evil.
I love saying that last part.
The Baron wants the precursor stone for himself to rule the world. But he is playing with forces he does not understand.
Okay, Pecker. So how do I get this precursor stone?
First, you must go to the dig and find the Lurker Totem. Onan and I have learned that a piece to the seal of Mar is contained within its ancient carvings. You must find all 3 pieces of the seal to open Mar's gate into the canyon.
Gotta find the seal, and then you gotta find the tomb, and then you gotta follow the prophecies, and then past, present, future, they're all one. Jack is like, this version of this game's Jesus. We gotta find Jesus' tomb, get the precursor stone, and then we gotta get baby Jesus to touch it, because apparently this older version is tainted. Insane. I'm playing this game to the very end tonight. I'm gonna try my best. How long is streaming for? That's what I'm trying. He wanted to see pseudo reboot where young Jack is sent back in time to become Mar who builds Haven City. That's what I wanted to see. And then people thought along the same lines, like at the very end when Jack uses his slow motion abilities to come back outside of the precursor ship. Did he just go on all the adventures, or was it like at the speed of light? Was it like Zazazing? Or that's what Lost Frontiers should have been, like him going through everything and becoming Mar and traveling through time, like Time Patroller Trunks. If you got the time map and then a vehicle, clearly you guys know how to navigate time, but they have all these crazy artifacts, you know what I mean? So time travel, they've done it. And they have all these things like the precursor stone being used for good or evil. I'm thinking about like the precursor stone being the one thing that has like a offensive green eco energy type of things. It's using green to blast things and stuff like that. Was cool. I wish we wielded it in our hands that could do those blasts. That would have been dope. This is why media like this is important when talking about these games, says Frankfurter. The Frankfurter. Are you named after a hot dog? Because people take things at face value than learning the lesson from it. Yo, 100%. 100%. And that's the issue with like most of today's society, and even with Baron, even with most of the things. Like Jack is the savior of this city, right? But people point the finger at him, and it shows that in Jack 3. Look at him, he looks evil, so therefore he's evil. They judge him before they even get to know him. They pull Shrek. They're like, oh, look at him, he's just an ogre. He's just an ogre. He's evil. He can't change his ways. They treat everybody like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's like you judge them based on their flesh. You judge them based on what you see on the outside. And even if it looked like the biggest demon, like the nine-tailed fox, but if it's tamed and it fought and it's overcome the dark energy, like, is it evil anymore, or are you evil for judging it that way? You know what I mean? But people don't want to look within like that, because then you have to confront yourself. Are you judging unrighteously? I love this game. This game gets me into super deep thinking. I wish Naughty Dog would pick this game up again if it was the old school team. Pecker's Lips. Yo, what up, Raven? You doubt it would happen because of Druckmann? All right, Rockwell. Yo, you're going to teach martial arts. It was good keeping up with you. And yo, I appreciate you. And I love these philosophical concepts. It's great. This game is heavy on that. Name the character in Rocky. We grow up, but we always keep that inner child in us alive and revisit these games in entertainment and media. Yo, but that's the purpose of life. You have to keep that inner child alive. At least we do. Some people, they kill that inner child. Like, look at Epstein. That's what happens when you kill that inner child. Most of these people that abuse children, they kill or ignore that inner child. And those are the people that are godless. Those are the people that are godless. You see how Jack's protecting younger Jack here without even realizing it? That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? The Mars symbol is also an infinity symbol. Yes, it's also infinity. Jack gives Samos his powers from the beginning. Kira building the Rift Rider, and they find past, present, future, yin, yang, infinity. It's all destiny. It's beautiful. It's humanity's nature to fear what they don't understand. Yup. To fear what they don't understand. And what is fear? Fear is that of, like, that's where the Bible and stuff, the teachings get kind of convoluted, because it says, oh, and this is where it gets kind of messy. It's like, yo, it starts with fearing God, but at the same time in the Bible, it also says, do not fear anything because God is with you. So then it's like, what? In my opinion, you're not supposed to fear anything, and that's when people say, yo, you're supposed to fear God. I think you're supposed to have that feeling of, you know, you're not reaching your highest potential in the back of your mind, but you're not supposed to be riddled with fear and be like trembling. That's bullshit, because fear is satanic energy. That's where it's like the teachings are messy. Fear energy, if you're trying to put fear into people's hearts, that's demonic energy, bro. You're trying to strike fear into children's hearts. Imagine that to rule. That's wrong. You're supposed to inspire with hope. Fear is what Zeus used, and Kratos is the one that used hope. You know what I mean? Like, look at Goku. Did Goku inspire anyone with fear? It's either you do it the Goku way or do it the Frieza way. Do you want to rule with an iron fist, or do you want to inspire everybody with your righteousness and you standing there as a Super Saiyan fighting for what's right? If fear messing with good, or messing with the good, putting fear into evil's hearts, it gets very, very tricky. So should you fear if you knowingly commit a wrong? That's what you should technically have a conscience for. That's where it is. Like, you know, you should be. It's so weird to put it into like linguistics. I feel like to say it in English language. Like you should have that piece of your conscience to know you're not doing at your optimum like peak output, or if you're committing a wrong. But at the same time, it says fear not, for the God is with you. But if you're committing wrong, then God isn't with you, or good is not with you. You know what I mean? If you're committing wrong, then God is not with you. So then that's when you'd be riddled with fear. But you shouldn't be taught to be fearing the good. It's weird. Like, Bible says perfect love casts out fear. And then that's the other part. Are you acting within holiness, or are you acting within dark jack? Are you acting within light, or are you acting within wrong? And everyone usually knows, they have that gut feeling. Yo, am I doing right or am I doing wrong? Like, let's say if you have a cash register full of cash in front of you and nobody's watching. Are you taking the money when nobody's watching, or are you leaving it right there if it's somebody else's? It's very much not just that black and white. It's so hard to really get into, to really vocalize it too. That's why I believe the highest form of communication ain't even language. The highest form of communication is actually telepathy, and being able to say things like as a mute, the way Jack did in the first game. Everything was through his actions. You know what I mean? Like, Jack's mute in the first game. He couldn't say a word, but you knew he was a righteous character. And you knew he was just purely good. And that's why they even say like the beings, or even aliens, they communicate via telepathy. And I feel like that's the highest form of communication. Even on the psychedelics, I was able to commune with telepathy and seeing things like that. And I was like, yo, because words, it can get so easily misconstrued, and it's tough to even explain at the highest level. You know what I mean? Naruto's daughter has the Nine Tails power now, and she's stupidly overpowered. Damn, she has the Nine Tails power? I thought they got rid of him with Baryon mode. By the way, I didn't like Baryon mode. I didn't like the look of it. He looking like a red butterfly. That's just my opinion. I fell off of Boruto after maybe like 100 episodes or something like that. I was waiting for that Kawaki Boruto fight. I love the first few episodes. I love the movie. I love that Boruto movie. But then as it went on, and I remember watching this like religiously for like the first year or two, it fell off when it started going to the Momoshiki, the Doshiki, the Otsuki, the Suki, and this Daishiki and that Daishiki and all that. I was like, oh man, it started getting super convoluted, and I fell off. I was like, bruh. Then they brought back Baryon mode, and all the hype started flying out. And I was like, okay, I like the concept of what they were trying to do there, but then to me, it was just like another Naruto nerf, and then another Sasuke nerf, and Baryon mode to me aesthetically, I thought that shit was wacky, looking like a red butterfly. Like, in my opinion, Sage mode was cooler than Baryon mode. Because it's not even the OG writer and creator on it, right? Wasn't it the other editors that took over the show, but he's still doing like some sort of guidance behind the scenes, same way that Akira Toriyama handed it to Toyotaro? Isn't that what happened with Boruto, if I'm not mistaken? And that's where I was like, yo, when it's not the original creator, it's either they get burnt up because they're being milked weekly, or bro, these other guys, they just can't do it as good as the OG guy. Akira Toriyama was saved by his editors a lot, but at the end of the day, it came from his brain. Most of it. from that universe. Like, think about it. Everyone has their own universe in their own head. And if all of you guys can create art, you're bringing that universe to this universe, thus creating like a multiverse. Look at Marvel, look at DC. Similar characters, but different universes coming from different people, but similar concepts. And then you got Naruto, and then you got Goku, and then you got Bleach, and you got One Piece. Similar concepts, but they're all coming from the minds of man into this reality. It is multiversal. Raven says, you're a different type of religious man. I do follow the teachings of God, but you also envy God. Because if God is all good and all powerful, then why is the world in the state that it's in? And that's where it gets very, very tricky, right? And then even the translations from the text, it's like, yo, then where is God in this universe? Like, why is this world in the state that it's in? And then the books do have different teachings of this. And we can get into that if you guys want to. We could even talk about that in the stream, but there's different things that they state within the book and in different books, and there's different perspectives, but I have my own on that one as well, and I kind of get it. Meridian says he didn't expect this deep conversation through a Jak 2 playthrough. Yeah, bro, it's bro, I feel like Jak and Daxter, it's heavy with the mysticism and all, and I feel like that's why all of us are so connected to this game. I feel like it's a part of it. Look at that lava. That lava looking beautiful, by the way. And then Frankfurter, I was about to mention Kingdom Hearts, and there it is. You see that he also is on the same wavelength. He says in Kingdom Hearts, they say there can't be light without darkness and darkness without light. Hence why morality exists, because you know what's evil and what's good. Exactly. And that's what the texts say. That's what they say. Even on the psychedelic journeys that I was on in that sage mode, I was in sage mode, and that's what it said to me as well. It was like, yo, you are light casted within a shadow, that this entire thing is a projection. And that's why also in the scriptures, they say that this is a dream, this is Maya, and then the Aboriginals there in Australia say the same exact thing, that this is sleepy time, that this is a dreamlike thing, that even as kids we say it, that merrily, merrily, life is but a dream, row, row, row your boat. That we're in a projection, in a light matrix, in a projection, and then it's up to you guys to believe what you want. But then when you think about that, if we're a light within darkness, isn't that what Jesus himself said? I am the light, I am the way, I am the truth. Goku said the same exact thing. I am the light in the darkness. And that's what you're supposed to be with the word enlightenment. It's you realizing that you're the light in the world of dark, and you're supposed to bring as much light as you can wherever you go. And that's how you walk with God. And there's multiple versions. You got God with the capital G, the one above, the limitless one, and then you have gods with a lowercase g. Because that's what it says in the Bible. It does not say one God. That's where I feel like that's bullshit, because Jesus himself says gods with an S. So then you're telling me in John 10:34 and then Psalms 82:6. I have these verses memorized. So you're telling me this guy went and studied the Egyptian memories, the Egyptian mysteries, and he said, fuck all that on some narcissistic shit. I am the only God, and everything before me, it's all bullshit. What he was trying to say is all of us are one in this. If you have a light in your eyes, you and I are actually one of the same. The same thing Avatar The Last Airbender said, that illusion of separation what's causing all of these issues, that we're actually all one. And then even quantum physics proved this too. You don't even have to look at religion for this. If you were to condense everything in the universe right now, or at least planet Earth, everything is 99.9% empty space. You can condense all of us into a sugar cube. All of this matter is actually false. It's actually everything condensed into a sugar cube. So that's where it's like, yo, this illusion of this universe is also proven in science. It's what the books are saying. It's what these shows and everything are saying. But everyone has their own beliefs. But that's mine on it. I'm like, yo, the same way you and I think that we're separated, we're actually not. If you have the light within your eyes before it gets snuffed out by death, you and I are connected. And what's charging this light? The sun. The sun is charging all life. the Son of God, S-U-N, and that's why other religions, they have sun worship. The Mayans, they were using that. In Egypt, they have Ra, which is why every time you say amen, you're giving praise to Amun Ra, and Jesus came from where? Out of Egypt. What does Israel stand for? Isis, Ra, and El. Isis being the god of the goddess of fertility, Ra being the god of the sun, Ra, and then El being Elohim, the god hand. Us. That's why the nation, that's why Christians are supposed to be the real Israelis. Not the nation of Israel, but Israel being us as a unit moving as the God hand. Mother Earth being powered by the sun, which powers the plants, which powers the food, which powers the food you get the energy you get through the animals, which powers electricity. You know what I mean? It's all connected. Yeah. It's complicated, but at the same time, you kind of get the gist of it from a certain point of view. Indigenous religions too, a lot to do with natures and spirits. Yeah, and then that's my other issue with like mainstream teachings, because then they're like, oh, you guys shouldn't be looking at astrology and stuff like that, but it also says how that's bullshit, because the book tells you to go look at it. It tells you about the stars and everything created in it. And then you're telling me the moon that controls the tides in the water, I'm not supposed to be paying attention to this. If the moon controls the tides of the water, you're telling me that it's not controlling the human beings, which is also what they did depict in Dragon Ball Z with Goku going primal during the full moon. And then if you look at the statistics, a lot of accidents and all the craziness happens underneath the full moon. And that's why the word lunatic comes from. Lunatic. But that's where I realized, yo, religion is actually, there's truth in all of them. And then you realize all of them have damn near been tainted in modern day by man and all the religious leaders. For power, it's always some shrimp dick. That's what I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it out there like that. It's always some shrimp dick priest fucking up everything. This goes back all the way to ancient times and now to modern times. You got a bunch of shrimp dick priests that are just using this for power and false glory, trying to stand at the top of this whole thing. It's simultaneously complex and very simple, yes, and that's why it's so hard to get right. And even say in words, 100%. It's simple, and that's why kids can understand it better, because kids are naturally in that God mode, and Gerbers are like these natural goobers. That's why they're supposed to be protected above everything else in that childlike purity. That's why the Bible says, in order to reach the kingdom of heaven, ye must become like a child again. It's the children that have the kingdom of heaven within. It's the mindset of that of a child, that innocence. And that this world tries to strip that away from you. And that's like you're trying to go through the tests while playing this game. You're going through the tests that Jack has to go through in the Tomb of Mar right now. Is this world going to corrupt you? Is someone doing something bad to you going to change the way you move and the way you spread light and positivity? Is that going to traumatize you and let that fear energy, that energy corrupt you like this? Or can you transcend that and bring good back to the universe without letting it corrupt that inner child? It's complex, and at the same time, it's very, very simple. No! You see, I'm deep in thought here because of how much I love this game. But it's crazy. Kishimoto's back sitting, he's back in the seat. Okay. Yo, rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. He's one of the geniuses of the world. You stopped watching anime after JJK. You want to strike because you're mad and petty. I haven't watched anime since JJK. And I think Vinland Saga. I haven't really been watching since Dragon Ball Daima too. I think that was the last thing I watched fully. I love Dragon Ball Daima. That was Akira Toriyama's last piece of work. I liked the Goober Adventures of Dragon Ball Daima. I loved OG Dragon Ball for the adventures it brought, and I felt like that was also something that Akira Toriyama brought to the screen too. It was like, yo, the demon realm. Are they all evil because they're in the demon realm, or are there good demons like Glorio? You know what I mean? Can they transcend evil nature? Are they all inherently evil just because they're demons? Or can a demon, just like in Yu Yu Hakusho, can they transcend that and still have good in them? Can the Uzarus, can the Saiyans, who are a rogue Saiyan race that were supposed to conquer everything, transcend that and be good? Can they be tainted by the Nine Tails and be demons but still be good? Or are they supposed to be just looked at as, oh, it's demon, oh, evil, and then I'm righteous by casting this evilness onto them? Oh, I'm high and mighty, but they're not. Oh, they're tainted by dark eco, but I'm high and mighty. Does that make sense? Does that mean you looking at Shrek? Oh, he's an ogre. He's not capable of good. So therefore, I'm high and mighty and righteous like Lord Farquaad, and Shrek is evil. No! Fuck that. You can't be treating people like the Hunchback of Notre Dame and then thinking that you're high and mighty. It's the same exact thing with that guy, right? That's the same exact story being told over and over and over. Fire name for a shorty? Which name? What was the name? I missed that part. Let's see. Just watch Shippuden, no skips. You watched until like episode 40. Shippuden was good. It's just a filler. They need a Naruto Kai. They need to cut out all that filler and update that animation, especially the pain fight, that Clado fight animation. Avatar: The Last Airbender is essential viewing. Avatar: The Last Airbender is probably one of the greatest shows of all time because they taught these complex concepts to kids, and it was like for our generation to grow up on. That's why I feel like our generation is more enlightened than the previous hillbilly generation, especially the boomers. Most of these boomers make it a nightmare to work in the office because most of them don't read. Most of them are illiterates. Most of them didn't teach shit properly. And that's why this generation's coming out so fucked. Realistically, if you want to put blame on people, put it on this previous generation, bro. But at the same time, it's our responsibility to pick up and do better. But the previous generation, as good as they had life, they fucked up a lot of shit with their stupidity. And most of them ain't see Avatar: The Last Airbender. You know what I mean? But yeah, power does corrupt if they don't have like proper foundations and moral, I believe. But yeah, if you want to see what a true person is, like if you want to see their true character, give them money, give them power, and then you see their true nature. So if they became a piece of shit with it, they were always a piece of shit. Meridian says you've never been able to beat this game. There's a mission late in the game where you have to fight 4 cruisers. The Hellcat cruiser ones, yo, you get used to it. It becomes like a flow state type of thing. This is like an Elden Ring level platformer. Don't let it break you, homie. How many times have you beat Jak 2? 100 plus of this. I've beaten this game 100 plus. I have so many years of replaying this game, but it never gets old for me, bro. It never gets old. That's how goated this is. Oh, Jay says you want to name it Maya. Yeah, that is a fire name. That's why it literally translates the word Maya. Gal and Maya translate to the word dream, which is also like, you see a lot of the names, especially from, I believe that's an Indian name, and I think that's also a Hispanic name too. It's both, right? I see that name pop up a lot, but that name Maya, it's translated to the word dream, and that's what all the ancients are saying in the text. This is a dream. You're living in a dream. You're living in a matrix. And then you got names like Maya, you got names like Akash. Some of these names are just to kind of remind people, yo, there's a higher state of this. There's a whole spirit realm and all that. Legend of Korra, man, they try to do it, but they bugged it up and stuff like that. Dream or illusion. You had that name, thought for a minute. Origins, yeah. 100%. I think that's a dope ass name. And then you got Gal and Maya and Jak 1. I always liked that name. Yeah. SS2 Gora says it's always the exact opposite. Yep. It's literally the same god complex Count Viger had in Jak 3. Yes, the same exact thing. Count Viger was self-righteous, that god complex, but that ain't even really godliness, right? It's a false complex. It's not really godliness. That's actually more satanic and Luciferian, if you want to put it by that definition. It's like a corrupt ruler. It's not really real godliness. It's like a false godliness. Like, think about that. The god complex from Viger, it's so complicated to even explain that, because then you have Viger's god complex, or the way Jak does it, right? Gods, they literally bless Daxter and Jak with godliness, and then you have Viger trying to have his definition of god complex. Both have the word God in it, but it's like, you guys can kind of get which one is which by me describing the character, but me saying it in words like that version of God or this version of God. Which perspective? The rogue tyrant or the one that's a little bit harder to depict through Jak? You know what I mean? The people from DreamWorks, they made Shrek, and the song fits for the character All-Star. Yo, hey now, you're Rockstar. That is one of the greatest shows, one of the greatest songs of all time. Gotta love it, gotta love it. And here you got like the Native American themes in this too. Look at this, looking like a Native American totem mixed in with some of the other things. This game is a culmination of everything, bro.
I'm on it. Wait a minute. I think this time you should go get the thing. Looks dodgy up there. Don't hurt yourself, Jack. It's a curse, isn't it?
He's a fish. The fish head. Nimbus says Diamond was fired. The people you saw losing it over where does it fall in the timeline? Blah blah blah. Just be glad. Yo, just be glad Akira Toriyama gave us one last series with Super Saiyan 4. I felt like that was a love letter to the fans. He was like, yo, that was his dying wish. And then his dying show was him bringing it back to the Gerber series. He loved like the childhood, like innocence of the adventure. And it was like a throwback to GT, a throwback to OG Dragon Ball. I loved it. I love the whole adventure thing of it. And where does it fit in the timeline? It still kind of fits, but they're updating Dragon Ball Super, and I hope they kind of tie it in properly. But I love Daima. Did it end properly? Like, I felt like the last 2 episodes was rushed, to be honest, and the old school SS4 was better looking. But comparisons to Thief of All Joy, because I still love the fact that he brought it into the show. What do you think about Jack being Mar? I loved it. I love the whole concept that Jack is Mar. He's the lineage of Mar. He's the messiah of the game. That he's the yin and yang, both dark and good. In this game, it's both brought in here. In the very ending, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's showing you all of these concepts right before your eyes. This game was super spiritual, but then it's also got the GTA everything aspect onto it in the most badass way. Like, it's not like you go to church and you're pretending to be all holy in a room full of sinners. It's like, yo, this game, it's full of sin, but at the same time, it's got that righteousness in it at the very core of it. And it does it in the most complex way. I can't even begin to explain. Like, look at this dreary city, but at the heart of it all, Mars at the center of it. Mars, a light would shine. And who's Mars light? It's Jack. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. SS4 Goku versus Beerus needs to happen. Yes. Yo, Dax being treated like a little sibling is hilarious. Yo, but right now with where the Dragon Ball manga is, right, they have a chance, especially with Toyotarou being at the helm. If they make SS4 canon through Daima, and if they bring that against Beerus, if he makes SS4 get combined with Ultra Instinct, you know what you have? You have Dragon Ball AF SS5. White-haired SS4, it could happen right now, and they could write this in right now to beat Frieza, to beat Beerus. A white-haired, godly SS4 form is SS5. It's right there. They just got to combine those two forms now, and then boom, you have Dragon Ball AF canonized. Icy Girl says, you think Jack is a descendant of Mar rather than being Mar makes more sense? I feel like after Jack 3 with Ashley saying the Mar, it's where it got a very, very convoluted. Everybody's like, the Mar? Time, past, present, future being the... There's multiple ways to view it. It could be either descendant or it could be... Is this the same guy just jumping through time, him being the time traveler, but just unconsciously doing it? And then the same way Kira says at the end of this game, I always viewed it, she's like, yo, but I just created this vehicle to go through time based off what I remember. Does Jack go through time and rebuild this based off of what he lived through and remember? And then time gets super wonky. It's like, yo, how does this work? Did we make multiple rifts in the timeline like in Avengers? Are you going to get the God of War trilogy remake? Hell yeah. Raven says she doesn't just have the Ninetales, she literally is the Ninetales. Something about her being born with a slither of Kurama's power due to her genetic inheritance and blah blah. What? So like Attack on Titan, she's become like the reborn Ninetales. So Ninetales didn't die, it was really living within her and it's reincarnated, like the Attack on Titan power is being passed on. We need Jack 4 where he goes back in time and does all the Mars stuff. I wish that Jack 1 mods was on that timeline, and I'm hoping they mod Jack 3 and Open Goal with all of that. Word to everything if they made SS5 I think they gay as hell. To be honest, yeah. It's still nuts how beautiful this game is on OpenGo. Yo, what up, my boy Alvin? Yo, it is, and bro, I gotta get these cutscenes and put them into a movie for YouTube. So this way I don't have to emulate it and mod it every single time I want to look at it. I just go back to that one video.
The Baron's coming down pretty hard. Whatever you've been doing, you've really upset him.
I'm just getting started.
I'm just getting started.
Crimson Guard Hellcat cruisers, making the streets dangerous for the underground. We've already lost 5 men this week.
Your men should be able to take care of themselves. But I wouldn't mind taking out a few cruisers if that's what you're getting at.
Never part of a bigger cause, eh, Jack? Fine. I'll take your help any way I can get it. Bring down all 5 Hellcat cruisers. That should send the Baron a message.
And we just mentioned this mission in the chat. You know how this thing just works out? Yo, they should have left these on the street after the post game. You know how we had the yellow Crimson Guard? They should have left this on the street. And I wish you could have kind of hijacked these. But Jack's doing this all in a GTA game for free. There ain't no cash reward for this. He's like, yo, your men should be able to take care of it themselves. Got one in front of the place. There's your hideouts. We take this one out. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is super spiritual too. Light and darkness and then everything. It's all complicated just like the Kingdom Hearts story, but at the same time it's simple and clean. It goes on and on and on. Damus' son is named after Mar. Remember, Jack comes from the past, so he knows Damus' son went missing and his name is Mar. And that's where Jack's... So it's a crazy circle of life. So Naruto's daughter was born a deity? The one that looked like Hinata? Yo, my whole move just got messed up. No! Yo, they smacked the shit out of the Darky with this. He got kamikaze. This is the NYPD. The NYPD. Get down to the ground. Get down and try to spread your cheeks and lift your sack. He's resisting. He's resisting. Yo, he crashed into his own cruiser. NYPD, stop. NYPD. Beat his ass. Beat his ass. Bro. Pit maneuver. Pit maneuver. Yo, can I make this a 1 HP? Boruto don't got apply, it's just aura. Hey, yo, it just feels like they're just going on and on with the story and it's getting convoluted. It really don't feel like I got a plot. And my biggest regret with Boruto is like, bro, they messed up the ending of Naruto, bringing in Kaguya. She should have been the Boruto villain. I feel like that's why the whole show's been messed up. I just had to do it. I just had to do it. I had to do it. The crunch. This is the mission. We'll get it. We'll get it right here. I feel like I got messed up because of my Dark Jack movement. Yo, Trash Jojo, how is it so crisp in HD? We got HD texture packs, PC, and some mods on this in the best way possible. But yeah, So we gotta shoot the ones here. We gotta shoot the ones. I used to put this right on the back of the Hellcat cruisers, especially when they're crashed with unlimited ammo, and I would do some weird shit. I used to be like a weird kid. I used to like still shoot the vehicle with the spinning gun, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm fixing it.
Look, guys, I'm a mechanic. I'm doing better than Kira because she gets backshotted by Errol. Yes. According to my calculations, I'll fix this right up.
I'm an 8-year-old Gerber pretend to be a mechanic. The promised land is yours forever. Look at Baron Praxis. Low-key Baron is Trump. Baron Praxis is Trump, bro. Baron Praxis is Trump. The promised land, Israel. And blah, 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 sending our young people to die for Israel. These false chosen people. And now he bugging out. He bugging out recently. I can't defend it no more. He bugging out Tucker Carlson and all these people. Now we're no longer make America great again. Now it's make Israel great again. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I would die for my Americans. I die for my people. Baron Praxis equals Baron Trump. Bro, even his son's name is Baron. Bro. Is this a 4K remaster? So yeah, it is. It can be put in 4K. Yep. The textures and everything upscaled to fit 4K with the reshades and everything. It's considered that. Oh, that was smooth. That was a nice crunch. But yeah, Kaguya and Naruto should have been saved because they convoluted. They destroyed Madara because they didn't know how to figure out how to write him out. So it got super convoluted at the end. They botched Madara's ending. They got the ending right with Naruto versus Sasuke, but like they messed up both Madara and Kaguya. Kaguya should have been for the aliens in Boruto, and she should have been like the bridge in the movie with that. You know what I mean? She should have been saved. She shouldn't have been in the end. That's how you would have made Boruto better. If they ever remake Naruto, remake the whole show, save Kaguya for after they find a way to defeat Madara properly because they watered down his death. She goes in and one-shots the dude in the stupidest way. It was like, yo, you couldn't figure out a way to defeat him, so you just created a one-shot kill character after everything we've been through, after all the filler I watched. In my opinion, like, that was such a stupid way to go. It's like, bro, how you go and do that? You build Madara up all this way, and then you pull in Kaguya, and then Kaguya goes out in a very, very rushed way too. It was like, to me, the way Naruto ended is how Jack 3 ends. It's like, yo, you just pulled stuff out of your ass to kill these things. And Raven says it didn't make any sense either. It stated that she's far more compatible with Kurama's power. Is it because like Hinata has bloodline and stuff like that or something? She's more compatible. But wasn't it because of Naruto's mother that he was even compatible? Because his family was the carrier of the Nine Tails, which is the same exact type of concept of like the Titans in a weird way. In Attack on Titan, right? Did you see a video with Canadian guy putting a clip of Daxter falling in the dark pool? See, I seen that. I seen the whole scene. We had shared that in the Discord the day it got released. I never posted a reaction to it. I probably should have because of how much people are watching it. I might have to do that myself. But yeah, I seen it. I thought it was a good proposal. Was it? I just didn't like the look of Jack. I felt like his face is too bloated. But the animation and the graphic engine, I could see what they were doing. It looked similar to this. It just, I felt like his cheekbones and stuff looked like Botox. But I could see what they were trying to go with it, as it was just like a tech demo or just a proposal. But I get it. I was like, it's just a little bit too much on the goober scale. I feel like this shading right here, it captures the maturity, because once you get to Jack 2, it's Dark Jack, and I don't want to see a goober Dark Jack. I want to see Dark Jack New York based, you know what I mean? I want to see put some Timberlands on to stomp people out, you know what I mean? But
expecting that little boy to save us is folly. At his age, he's no match for the metalhead leader. Oh, Jack, we were just talking about Samos's plan.
Onan says your voice sounds very familiar. I'll bet you two golden oldies go way, way back, huh?
she mean mugging him.
You to prove yourself, Jack. You've shown your brass and your brawn. Now you must show your brains as well. Frankly, I think she's pushing it. But I'm not the boss. Beat this test, and the third piece to the seal will be revealed.
Onan can see through past, present, and future, but she can't see fully that, yo, right in front of you is the demon of demons. It's the metalhead leader. Bro. This, I remember playing this Christmas morning, and I was so confused as to what to do. And I remember that PlayStation 2 thing, I'd seen commercials for it, and I was like, yo, can we get that? And can I touch the screen and use it on any game? I don't know how it worked. I never got it. But this minigame, I love this because it reminds me of Christmas morning, because it got some Christmas colors with this and the circle button. So this is what it always reminded me of, and this was my Christmas game of all time. Christmas was such a good time because I got Budokai, every year was just something new, and like this is why it just makes me love my mother that much more, because she always would fight tooth and nail to get us this stuff. Even if we barely had the money to buy it, she would go out and spend her last dollar on it. Instead of buying herself food at the bare minimum, she would save it to buy us games. Just to keep us from like the toxicity outside of New York, you know what I mean? To keep us away from the streets. But this one was a brain test. Yo, Alvin was like, yo, you would watch these cutscenes. Yo, I gotta post this in 4K. I gotta do it. I gotta record all these cutscenes in 4K without no face cam. This way we can always go back and relive it. I definitely gotta do it, brother. You want to push the same buttons in a row. This way you get the point multiplier. And if I just press square to end it off, like see I just finished X, you look for the X and continue the flow. So square, square, triangle, triangle, X, wait for the next X. Right? Activating the Sharon gun.
Wow, not bad.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so you're good. You are doing very well. Quickly.
Oh shit. I missed the triangle. I missed one. Last second. I got too hype.
Behold, the seal of Mar is now complete. Onan says the 3 artifacts you retrieved from the mountain temple are relics from an ancient light tower.
Light tower.
Tell how this light tower once shined down on the actual site of Mar's tomb. I sing one of these songs for you. From the mists of time.
They're literally saying that Jack is Jesus, bro. Jay's like Jack 3 on Christmas.
Tell us what we need to do.
Cretins with no taste, huh? Puh. You must take the 3 artifacts to Mars Gate. Only then will the light tower rise and reveal the tomb.
Core heard him singing. He's like, yo, I'm head out. Yeah, Jay. Same thing. Like Jack 3 Christmas morning memories is also unforgettable. There's a coziness to it. I don't know how to explain it because at Jack 3, I do have like, even though I'd be like looking back on it and technically the game in it all of itself for me, like comparing it to itself here in Jack 2, it's not as good as Jack 2. It's still one of the greatest games of all time. I got so many Christmas memories with it too, though. Like, I had 3 copies of the game because all my cousins wanted me to help them get past like certain missions and stuff like that. And that was the one that all my cousins got into. And it was like, yo, finally everybody caught on with Jack and Daxter, but it started with Jack 3 for them. So it wasn't as heavy for them, but I was so happy to know that everybody was getting into Jack and Daxter. Like I used to go over to their houses on Christmas with everybody. Like everybody would get together in the family holidays and like, yo, this cousin needs help with it. I got you. This cousin needs help with it. This cousin's stuck on that first puzzle mini game with Seam. This cousin's a little. I'm like, bro. You don't know why they never talk about Karen, Naruto's cousin, even though she got the red Uzumaki red hair. Yeah, bro. Karen was weird because she was doing that yo, suck on me for energy type shit. Yeah, Boruto as a series kind of shat on what Naruto was a bit. Yep. You're gonna get Insomniac's Wolverine. Hell yeah. Yo, what up, Chris Porter Worldwide? If you post the cutscenes before anyone else, you get the most views out of it. We ain't trying to watch the old cuts. You're trying to the crispy ones. Yeah, that's true. And technically, these crispy cutscenes, they've only been out for this past week. They've only existed, all of these graphics in its entirety up to Jack 3, the entire trilogy up to Jack 3 for this past week. So it's still within that week, which means I gotta go within this next week. That's gonna be my next mission. We want to get all the cutscenes from all 3 games, especially with the cutscene viewer, and put it all into one thing because they've only existed in its entirety this past week because Jack 3 just got launched.
Suspect's description.
Oh man. From the mists of time. Man. I knew this was gonna date me. For me, it was Coleo Vision. Coleo Vision, what is that? Donkey Kong used to be lit. When you were a kid, you used to ask your mom to help you catch the 200 pounds of fish? What the fuck? That is hilarious, bro. That is hilarious. You asked your mom to help you catch the 200 pounds of fish and she ain't know what she's doing. Bro, the one time I think my mom's ever held a PlayStation controller, I was like, yo, mom, play some Modern Warfare 2. This is what we're all having fun with. And she's like, she's holding the controller and she's staring up into the sky with like one analog stick. Yo. Trash Joe just says they could. You can't believe they expected little ass kids to be able to beat Jak 2. Well, to be honest, right, that's what I was also expecting, and I was like 8 years old trying to beat this too, but at the same time, they was doing things right in the PS2 era, like Kingdom Hearts, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank. They was growing up with us as the fans, and that's what made these games amazing, right? So it went from E-rated in Jak 1 to T-rated, so they were expecting you to grow with the games, and they developed it rightfully so. But nowadays, everything's being gooberfied, and it's like, we're not expecting you to grow with the games, and that's, to me, that's terrible. Then they try to mature more with Uncharted. Then they went super mature with the Last of Us, maturing with the audience in Last of Us 1. And then they went super fucked in the head with Last of Us 2 and all the gay shit. Y'all see that Canadian clip going viral right now, that MM2 LGBTQIA plus type of shit. Oh my God. Elon Musk posted that to X in Canada, bro. That MMIL, the women indigenous something and lost children of the something equator, whatever, and lesbians and IQ thing in Canada. That thing got 100 million views. Bro, y'all seen that clip? It's in the chat. I was like, what did they do? They put everything into the LGBTQ, the MM something. Why, bro, the goy slap. Canada, what the fuck? Everybody's like, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? There's no way I can't not roast that shit. The MM2 Bio LGBTQIA plus ABC HIVQ. I don't know, man. I don't even know. Canada, what the fuck? The Twitch wouldn't even let you add a space between those words. These goys, yo, the goys, bro, man. I love precursor architecture. Precursor architecture is beautiful, bro. This stuff is what made this game stand out. It's what makes Jak and Daxter. It's peak architecture. Holy Coalition was a console around the 80s. Oh my God, that's bro showed his age. The Alphabet Mafia. They took another one. Look at the statue. A statue of the greatness. I wish Jak had a sword. I wish he had a sword. Paul, where's your parents from? So my parents are from a country in South America, Guyana. Me, I was born and raised in New York. But I visited there. Yeah, man. That's hilarious. This was dope. It says shout out to the furries. Gonna see if you can find old strategy guides. The strategy is jump and hit the circle button and just non-stop shooting. This was dope, using the same artifacts to power this with some cool looking artifacts. I love the art so much, yeah. Guyanese, but never abati by, never abati man, never. Look at that. And then they unlocked the tomb. They just actually killed a couple people too. Oh, big boy survived. He got up and walked that shit off.
Was right under our noses all along. And thanks to me, you found it.
Yo, I gotta get the cutscenes for all this. We're gonna put it in a video and I'm gonna post it to YouTube. And then anytime you guys want to rewatch the cutscenes, it's gonna be there in a video form. So in the greatest form you've ever seen it. Anytime you want to put anybody onto the show or the game, you guys are gonna have it there. I guess I'm the one that's gotta be the one to do it. I'm the chosen one for the Jak and Daxter movie on YouTube. We gotta do it. Hey, Jay said he is indeed about fun. Never. No Chichi-mon type of shit. No. Look at this beautiful city. Yo, Yo, and the ship even stops up there to drop off the eco at the palace, and it's programmed to move away. Like, the clouds are moving. I love that palace, bro. That thing looks amazing. The view from up there. Yo, this thing look, it just, the architecture, bro. Look at this. It's just peak. It's peak. Remy says, yeah, I'm Guyanese. You are too. What? Yo, why all us Guyanese be meeting each other through this Jack and Daxter game? It's like, this was our brown hero. That's insane. Time to open up the tomb. Mother's from St. Vincent's, but she's British born. Oh shit. Yo, small world, brother. That's hilarious. Oh, Scott. Guyana, wow, I thought you were brown. Technically, I mean, it is brown, technically. Guyana's like a mix. It's got a mix of everything, but it's mainly like, you got Chinese in there, you got everything up in there, but because of the British rule, that became a British colony, so everybody that got pulled over from the eastern world, they all got moved onto boats over here. You know what I mean? Colonialism. But then some way, somehow, it went from like wherever the ancestors' origins were, it was probably like the Middle East to India, and then they get pulled to the Caribbean, and then somehow ended up here in North America. So you see how it goes around like the entire globe.
I've got suspicious activity in this.
The big boy took face first and got up like nothing hurt. You know that shit hurt. You know he was like Peter Griffin. This guy right here, he was like, ah. Yo, you good, boy? Yo, you good, bro? This man fell on his legs. He's like, he fell to his knees. LeBron James, he's out in the first round of the playoffs. My king. Oh, man. The details of the lights going on and off, the torches. Like, look at the torches. Look at the detail of that ship moving in the distance. You got all the flickering posters. I'm telling you, man. And I used to do the weird shit too. I think Jay said he did the same thing. Like, we was living in the caves in Jak 3 type of shit. Like, when this game is done and over, oh man, I didn't mean to punch you in the nuts. But like, I remember going around here and I figured out glitches like this, and I would be walking around with my dark Jak and I'm like, all right, I guess I can't get back into the underground. I live here now. I live inside this. Yes, I wash myself in this bird bath. Yes. And then I go over here and then I go Kaioken. And this is my new hut. Yes. And then I can start a riot right now. And they won't chase me into this thing. Sound the alarms and everything. I don't know what it was. It's like, yo, I lived in this game. My consciousness was in this game. The same way Vin dumped himself into the machine, I dumped myself into this game. And I guess because I made YouTube videos, I never thought anybody else was as weird as I am. But y'all apparently did the same thing, which, yo, we think alike.
Suspect's description.
Jak 2 is way better than Jak 3, says SS2 Gora. Yo, wait, why are they chasing me now? Alvin says, I learned a year ago you're either Indian Guyanese or Black Guyanese because some of your friends are Black Guyanese. It can go either way. There's even Chinese Guyanese. There's even white Guyanese too. There is. It's a mix of everything over there. It's a mix of all the cultures technically too, because the British came and civilized these people, so they have a lot of British teachings and stuff like that. Even the way they drive. So it is a mix of all the cultures. But yeah. Jak 3 was all over the place. That he catches Ash. Yeah, it was all over. Kev of Astora. What are you playing this on? This is on PC. Remy says the majority of the chat Guyanese. I wouldn't say the majority of the chat is, but a lot of people here, like I've met a lot of Guyanese people through this chat, and I was like, yo, it's the craziest thing ever seeing another Guyanese. I don't know what it is, because the population is so small. There's less than 1 million of us. There's less than 1 million of us, but then it's like when you see another one, it's like that Spider-Man meme. It's like, hey, wait a minute. It's like, hey, yo. We don't have numbers.
Leaving city safe zone.
You know what I mean? Chinese guys, Chinese. Are you into Tekken? Yo, as a Gerber, that was like the PlayStation 2 era. Yo, everybody into fighting games. Frank Purse says, to be fair, you always liked her and you feel like Tor and her were the endgame suit. It got so weird. Then they get back together in Jack X. That's why Jack 3, like after 20 years of playing it, it's like, yo, what were they? To be honest, it's like, yo, it got really messy, but it's still held together as a testament of how good Jack is. Like Jack 3 is messy, but it's still held together. But at the same time, it is messy. The tomb.
You did it, Jack. You actually found Mars' tomb.
Great. Now what? We send this poor kid into a meat grinder?
This is the day I've long awaited, to finally hold the fabled precursor stone in my hands.
This went over my head.
Cautious, child. The tests of manhood are sure to be fraught with peril, and Mars Air must face them alone.
It's okay, kid. You can do it. It's just a deep, pitch black, sure to be filled to the brim with painful death old tomb. I wouldn't go in there.
The poor Gerber.
Welcome, heir of Mar. Finally, the chosen one stands before me. Enter and prove yourself worthy to claim the ancient birthright. No. This child is too young to face the tests.
What? No! Do something, Jack!
Jack, remember the sure to be filled to the brim with painful death part?
But even this door closing and him ducking underneath it, it's still what was supposed to happen.
Tree limbs. He's going to face the tests.
No, he's gone to his death.
Like, you know, that's how weird this time travel stuff works, because he was still supposed to do that. And then whoever is talking through that, it's like, is it Mar, or is that Mar, or is that the precursors? You know what I mean? My headset just kind of like crapped out on me. You got to give me a second, guys. Oh yeah. Mars tomb, and then SS2 Goro was like, Kira got no time in Jack 3. You can see that they rushed it. And then as a kid, I didn't know those facts. Like, with the more you know, I'm not gonna grab these to the end. Like, apparently Jack 1 and 2, it was a 2-year development, and then Jack 3 was a 1-year development. The fact they made Jack 3 on a 1-year development is still a testament to greatness. But then when you hear facts like that, then you're like, oh, it was rushed. And that weighs on my conscience. Oh damn, I may have to switch this over. Oh man, headphones died as soon as I entered the tomb. I might have to do this part a little bit muted for a second while this thing charges. We're gonna do this muted while you guys get to hear. I can't hear it. So I'll be reading the chat. It has the nostalgia factor, and I did love Jack 3 for that. Like, bro. Alban says the only 3 games I got into for their storyline alone is Jack, Kingdom Hearts, and COD Zombies. And that's valid, yo. Kingdom Hearts, especially up to Birth by Sleep, for me was some of the greatest storytelling, especially Birth by Sleep. Like, Birth by Sleep, I keep saying this, is Kingdom Hearts 3 for me. COD Zombies, I remember getting super into the COD Zombie story, but then they kind of lost me a bit when they turned into like a doll. The doll thing, I think at the very end, Richtofen, they changed it up. I think that's where they lost it. It was like, yo, this whole zombie story is just a kid's dollhouse story or something like that. But I remember doing the moon Easter eggs and all that. It was great. Call of Duty Black Ops had an amazing story too. Modern Warfare 2 had an amazing story. I didn't like Modern Warfare 3's story. Even though Soap and everything died, I think that the same way Modern Warfare 2 and 3 worked is the same way Jack and Dexter 2 and 3 worked in my head, because Modern Warfare 3 was like pitched together and messy, and I was like, yo, they ain't have no Hans Zimmer in Modern Warfare 3. And then some people are like, oh, look, Soap died, but it was the worst death for me. It was so whack. Soap's death was so ass. Like, Ghost and Roach, they died in slow motion, set on fire. You get a moment to breathe listening to some Hans Zimmer music. In Modern Warfare 3, Soap dies, they put him on a table. He knows Yuri. Yuri knows Makarov, and dies. And it was like, yo, we don't have time for that. We're just going to rush right past it. And I was like, Soap went out pretty shitty and rushed. That's my honest take on that, because Ghost and Roach, they went out movie-like. Like, that was peak. And then Soap didn't get the best ending. It was just like, okay, he dies on the table. And then Proxy's like, no. And then, all right, why do you know Makarov? And the way they tied it in was cool. Okay, you got the basement of the No Russian movie mission, but it was just so rushed. You didn't give no time for Soap to breathe. There was no epic Hans Zimmer music. And it was the development team too. It wasn't the original Infinity War. It was Sledgehammer. And I was like, yo, too many hands on this project. The lighting looks so good. Yo, thank you guys. I appreciate the hype. Like, look at this. The lighting in this tomb. It's nice. And then, yeah, Kira's voice actor got changed in Jak 3. The way Core says no. Core's susness showing. You had no idea I was gonna do something. That's to be garlic pork. I don't think I've ever had that. I've had honey roasted ham, but I've kind of chilled on the eating with pork though. It tastes delicious. Don't get me wrong. Tastes delicious, especially in ramen and stuff like that. But man, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I in some religions they say that pork is haram and stuff like that, but it's not even like that for me. It's like I've learned so many facts about the animal too, like the fact that it doesn't sweat. But and to me too, I've seen so many pig videos, like the pigs being treated like dogs, and it's like they're like Gerbers, and it's like I see both the innocence of it and also like that other side of it too. And I'm like, I've kind of chilled out on eating it. I never used to eat it as a kid till I was like in my 20s, but then now I've just completely pulled off on it. Bro, I thought it was a doll story. Like I remember in Black Ops, I think it was the moon mission, they turned into a doll story, and that's where I fell off of it. And then in Black Ops 2 it came out, and then Transit happened, and I got very lost with the convoluted of it. But I remember it got deep somewhere again in Black Ops 3, but I just never got back into it. Raven says Jak 2 has the better story. It does have the best story. This game has like some Dark Knight level of writing, I gotta say. That's why it's, for me, I'm a guy that loves good writing. To me, good writing is timeless. If it doesn't have good writing, I feel like it'll fade. And this game has some of the greatest writing in video game history. And that's why 23 years later is still so good. And Raven says that's the thing about trilogies. The second one is usually the best one. In gaming, in trilogies, usually the second game, it just shows out because they have all of the passion and all of the success and all of the budget from the first game. And here we're running from the spider. But in the third games usually suck because you know why? Because the developers, they spend like damn near 10 years of their life on the project and you get burnt out. Like, think about it. If you're burnt out from playing the same game over and over just a couple of times, the devs got to play it hundreds of times and it's an unfinished state. Like, if any of you guys ever developed a video game or ever managed a server, imagine how many times you've played it and you've played it at its lesser peak versions just to move it up. Like, you got to look for all the flaws and then keep adding and adding and adding. And by then, imagine playing the beta so many times or the alpha stages where there's no audio. Like, remember when you used to play PlayStation 1 and 2 games and the disc tray would open? Damn, we're getting eaten by this giant ass amazing spider. But like Hagrid had this spider. But yeah, remember when you used to open the disc tray and like the music would stop like in Spyro and Crash Bandicoot and Jak and Daxter? That's how they'd have to play this game, and imagine how burnt out you'd be. Like, the whole soul of the game disappears when the disc tray would open up, or the games wouldn't load up, the OST and things like that would break. I was like, yo, imagine doing that hundreds of times. You'd be sick of a franchise after a certain time, and most times by game 3 they're always burnt out. You've been looking at the same characters. My shadow's not showing up here. Ah, shit. You're looking at the same characters for the same amount of years, and you're working with the same group of people, and you're not even being able to use your creativity anymore by game 3. So that's where the burnout happens. In the movie industry, it's a little bit different because by like the trilogies, in movie 3, that's your farewell to the cast, and it's like a graduation type of event, you know what I mean? But in gaming, it's like, yo, just get this thing off of me. While in the movies, it's like, yo, it's a farewell, this team, this project. Like, the first movie that comes to mind is like Pirates of the Caribbean, At World's End. Like, it's like, yo, we worked on something great here, and I might not see you guys ever again on some of these projects, but it was a journey for our lives, captured like memories. This is captures. We were these characters and all that. Like, that's why I always was like, I wish I was in a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Like, that would have been dope. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know pork is haram as a Muslim. I understand. Like, I study all these religions, and they do have some. They're correct in that sense. Like, yo, and like, it doesn't have sweat glands, and now they're showing up research that, yo, it actually has a lot of parasites in it, and then it's causing a lot of inflammation in people. And then some people are like, yo, I stopped eating pork, and then all of a sudden my knee inflammation goes away and stuff like that. Tastes delicious, don't get me wrong, But as I've become more health conscious and stuff like that, and I don't view them as like a filthy, like, yeah, they have some, like some of them roll in mud and stuff like that, and some people are like, yeah, they're disgusting animals. To me, I try to look for the good in everything too. Like a pig, sometimes they have the same mannerisms as a dog, like especially some of these fat chunky pigs. And then you look at it, if a pig is protected, it's still a pig. But if you release them into the wild, it actually evolves like a Pokemon and grows tusks like into a wild boar, right? And then I was also like, damn. I see some of these videos where some of these people have a pig as a pet and they keep it super clean. And then they're rubbing the belly of it. And I was like, yo, this is just like a fat chunky dog, bro. And then I see the innocence of that too. And I'm like, damn, this is such an innocent creature. I can't really... I can't kill that. I don't know. I've become very connected with animals lately because of my dog. Like, it's just a personal thing. Like me, like half of the month, like damn near half of the month, I don't eat animals. Like I fast from it from now. Like back in the day when I was going heavy to the bodybuilding while I was on my upbringing, I was like, yo, protein. But then nowadays, like I do refrain from it. Like minimum 2 days a week at least. I don't know. And then there was a certain point, especially when I was using heavy on the the righteous plant, the kush. Whenever I wouldn't smoke, I couldn't eat. I lost my appetite for meat at a certain point. I was like, yo, I can't eat it unless I smoke. But yo, shout out to halal food. I love halal food. Yo, you never had garlic pork and guys? Yeah, bro, I've never had that, but that sounds good. I had honey roasted ham from my ex's, like one of her ex's moms. The best ones that I ever had was like in the ramen. I think I might have had like garlic. It might have been from Legend Cookhouse or something mixed with it with like ribs or beef ribs. Viridian says in the second the engine's made so they can spend the whole development of time on improvements. Yes, the first game. They have, that's another thing too, right? The first game, you got to build it from scratch and you have to build a whole universe from out of nothing. Like think about that. You have a blank sheet of paper and it has to be, we have to create an engine that's going to last years. And this entire universe, you got to poof out of thin air. But if it strikes, then by the second game, you know what to do with, just improve upon everything. But if it fails, then it's tough. You know what I mean? That's another valid fact, says Viridian. I understand why you don't eat pork though. They do eat their own shit. And then there is also the fact that like that's also one of it too. I guess you can keep the animals clean if you're on a good farm and you eat it. To each his own. But I'm not gonna like, if you eat it, that's fine. But I believe other animals also eat their own shit, such as like some chickens and
weapons.
Like on a farm if they're cooped up and they're not being taken care of. And then if you look at it like McDonald's don't be taken care of, allegedly. I gotta put it opinionated and stuff before they stick the lawyers and shit on you, but it's like depending on how they treat the animals, some of them could be rolling in their own shit too, like even chickens and stuff like that. And then these farms and the way they're treating them, like these little chickens shitting on themselves and then they're just like to the slaughterhouse and stuff like that. But yeah, man, Jak 3 still a good game, just not as peak as Jak 2. To each his own. I agree with that. Axtria says they probably felt that way in the Star Wars prequel. Alvin says no lie, I took Islam seriously, but after getting sick with COVID, I used to eat a bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup, right, bro? And that's what us as New Yorkers grew up on, right? But then I realized, yo, you also become what you eat. And then you realize, wait a minute, I used to do the same exact shit, bro, same thing. And then that's what us New Yorkers are raised on, like, yo, bacon, egg, and cheese. And then I was like, always like, yo, pork belly bacon tastes so much better than turkey bacon. Turkey bacon be tasting like plastic, bro. It's depending on the brand. Like, yo, Oscar Mayer turkey bacon, that's what we used to have in the house. But then I was like, yo, this shit tastes like plastic, bro. I gotta get my bacon, egg, and cheese from the deli. But then I was like, yo, wait a minute. If you become what you eat, then I realized, wait a minute, in New York, we live off of bacon, egg, and cheeses. This is a dog-eat-dog type of state, bro. It's a dog-eat-dog world. It's a dog-eat-dog state. And I was like, wait a minute. If you take a second and put down the bacon, egg, and cheese and look up for a second, Is that why New York is so aggressive? They say that, yo, the hormones from the animal, you're ingesting it, and then that's also why they have halal food, because they got to get rid of the stress from the animal. And then I was like, okay, that could be if you believe that, but then if you go into fishing, it's the same exact thing. That it don't even matter what religion you believe in. The fishes, if you go look at any fishing videos on YouTube, if you kill a fish and it's stressing, it starts to release ammonia and all these stress hormones into the fish. That's why most fishermen, they gut it and they bleed it immediately if you want the best tasting fish, because if it's panicking, if it's stressing, all of that's going into the blood and into the meat, and then you're eating that, and then that's going into you, and that's affecting your mind. So then I was like, yo, this actually goes a lot deeper than just the religious teachings. It's also telling you, yo, if you become what you eat, just pay attention to it. You know what I mean? Chill turkey bacon. It depends on the brand, yo. Oscar Mayer turkey bacon, the one that like we used to buy at home, that should be tasting like ass, bro. Like I'd be feeding that to my dog, but there's better brands. But I remember I used to get like I think it was, what brand was it? The pork belly bacon from it's that black pack. But it was so good. Yo. And red wine I used to be eating meat with red wine would be tasting good though. I chilled off. I haven't drank though. I stopped drinking. I quit drinking what was it, winter of 2024. I haven't touched alcohol since, and I'm not picking it up anymore. I put that part of me away. But I get it, bro. I get it. But nah, like I don't drink at all anymore. I still smoke occasionally. But alcohol for me is like dark eco. And yeah, bro. The only thing you miss in Florida is the NYC halal food. 100%. That's facts. I love halal food. It is some of the greatest food ever, bro. It is some of the greatest food ever. I love my halal food. Yo, the Habibis be hooking it up at the cart. Man, and they know how to prepare like some of the best ways. And then it's like, I know I can trust that it's not like tainted meat and stuff like that. Yeah, bro. Turkey bacon fire, depending on the brand. It definitely depends on the brand. That Oscar Mayer one, there's one where it tastes like plastic. I feed that one to my dog. But turkey and beef bacon much better. Yeah, for sure. And Remy's like, you prefer to eat chicken, lamb, or beef or fish? Yo, especially like lamb over rice and stuff like that. Yo, man, it's so good. So yo, my headset died while we were getting into the tomb, and then ironically, this is where you need your freaking headset to be active. So I got to give it like another second of charging. So we're gonna talk in the chat real quick. We'll give it another minute so this way I can just turn it on. And I can actually hear it because it's mandatory. Of course, it's mandatory when I need it, right? The divine timing. But the more meat, the higher testosterone. There's actually, so that's what I also agreed with, especially with like eggs and stuff like that, especially with the bodybuilding half of it. But then there's also studies that have come out in recent years where like if you fast for like 3 days straight, you put your body into fight or flight, and then it starts to produce growth hormone. So that's also, it's going to spike your growth hormone, which is still going to build your muscles and everything. And then you look at it and I was like, wait, but that's not what they're teaching in the bodybuilding industry. But then you look at, there's certain people in like the other side of the world in India, some of these guys are vegans. And then even some of these pro bodybuilders went over there and like, yo, some of these guys are vegans, and because of the way that they're eating, they're blowing up. So it was like, bro, the science of it, I try to walk down like the fine line of the balance of it. But then there's also that side where it's like some of these guys aren't even eating meat and they're still tanks. And that's where I view. I was like, yo, I still eat meat, but there's days where I do fast for like 3 days at a time. I did it recently, like just a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to do it again. Like every month I try to fast for at least 3 days straight to kind of clean the body out and try to get those hormones to activate. But we'll see if it works. But some people, it shows the studies of that. Yo, it's actually, that's the harder path, because how many people can starve yourself for 3 days? You know what I mean? Off of just water and stuff like that. That's tough. So that's why there's not going to be that many studies on it. But you are what you eat. Yeah, and I believe that. This area reminds me of Gollum by the Citadel with the colored platforms. I love the colored platforms here, like the puzzle pieces and all that. And you put your guidance part away with the alcohol respect. Yo, I appreciate that, bro. I did. I put that down. And it's like, yo, that's blasphemous to a guy. And you stop drinking alcohol. What? Yeah. And then I'd be arguing with all these old heads because they think if you smoke weed, your brain is going numb. And I'm like, or like they think that you're losing brain cells. And I'm like, no, bro, because I'll proudly smoke it because it says in the books that the herb is good. The herb is good. And then on top of that, out of my life experiences, the smartest people I've met being ITs, like I've been in the smartest rooms in billion-dollar companies, all of the ITs are smoking weed. And then you look at the mysticisms, like the sages, they're all smoking weed too. So I was like, wait a minute. So our body has endocannabinoid receptors. It's healing your joints. It calms you down. It calms down the mind. The smartest people are using it. The bodybuilders are using it too. Some of the bodybuilders are using it too for mind-muscle connection. I got to use what I know. And based off of the studies, I say, yo, I got to put the alcohol down for me. But yeah, bro. Anyway, let's get into this. Alcohol is legal. Jay's like, alcohol is legal. That's how I was in my 20s. That's how I was in the 20s. But nah, bro. When I was drinking the Hennessy and when you drink the Hennessy and you go like that first, bro, that's dark eco. I know I was like, yes. I was like, I know that's just dark eco. That's Jack too, Jack. Jack got introduced to the Henny eco in this game. It's the facts. Like, I know I'm drinking something bad every time, but I'm just like, it making me feel good, but it's like, all right, guys. Hello, everybody. Hello. You're farther than okay. Curry going right. Go Curry by Remy. You a guy? He's go Curry. He's go Curry. What you mean? The goat playing the goat. Lamb is the only meat that's not forbidden. Lamb. Yep. Went to Davina's best friend's wedding. She married a childhood best friend. You introduced them to each other. You never seen so much alcohol consumed today. Yeah, bro. Yeah, we drink like Irish people, bro. Ramadan's famous for it as well. Yeah, bro, and I agree with that. That's why it sounds like the brain is low on dopamine. It'd be like that. I actually have to hear this out. Look at all these skulls and shit. Look at all these bodies. Where'd they get the skulls? How many other people are buried down here with Mar? But bro, for me, like I got to the point where I was drinking heavy, and that was the year I quit. Like, bro, it got to the point where there was so much stress at the workplace. I remember that I was drinking bottles of wine at like 8:30 a.m. in the workplace parking lot. And I remember this. It was like, yo, it was that stressful. And it wasn't just me, because I remember 2024, like I had some coworkers and I was cool with them and all that, and I'm super cool with some of them, and some of them were snitches, but like the ones that I was cool with, I had some Jewish friends too. I'm friends with like every race, right? But like, yo, shouts to my boy Ethan. Like he was one of the friends that like we can do stuff like that. Like, yo, if it's 8:30, he's like, yo, what you drinking at 8:30 in the morning? I'm like, yo, I'm sipping on some wine right now. We got to go into this nonsense. You know what we walking into this shit and this meat grinder for work. And I'm chugging wine over here. I was like, yo, you want a shot? And he's like, yeah. We go drink this shit right before work. We're going in there lit. But I love friends like that, where it's like, yo, we just go with it, you know what I mean? It's like, he's not gonna snitch on me. He's gonna be doing the same exact shit. He's like, yo, all right, yo, lunchtime, we go smoke up and we go back to work, type of stuff like that. That's the type of people I vibe with. But then you also had the other type of people in the office where it's like, oh, wait, now I have something on you. Now I can use this to get you away from a promotion. Oh, now I got blackmail on you. So now I feel like I got a one up on you. I hated people like that, bro. And that's partially why I left that job, because when you're also dealing with that many egos, people are looking for that. When in reality, it's like, bruh. You would embrace more of a Caribbean side. The reason why we say it's goat curry and not curry goat is because in the eastern side, where it came from, like in the India origins, they say goat curry. It's only when it reached Jamaica and Trinidad and stuff, like they start saying curry goat. But to me, that's still wrong. It's supposed to be curried. IED, past tense, curried. That's the same thing as saying like soup chicken. Or chicken soup. It's chicken curry, chicken soup, not soup chicken. You know what I mean? You can't go to curry. You can't go to curry. I believe even Japan says it like that too. They say it like that. It's like, they say like chicken curry, go curry. Japan says the same thing. Yo, I'm not even matching them really. I'm just talking about curry while listening to these beats. There we go. I love curry. Go curry is my favorite one though. It's delicious. At least you know they say plantain, the platanos. There was another reason why it was supposed to be that tense too, where it's supposed to be curry comes afterwards. I forgot what it was though off the top of my head. When you realize Jack's visiting his own grave. Yeah. That's what I was hoping for. If there was another Jack and Daxter game, we get to see the entirety of him traveling through past, present, future, and have the game end like God of War 3. Have the game end with him dying and then putting him to rest right here in the center of Haven. I feel like that's the best way to end the series. Not with the way Lost Frontier was, where, oh, we got to make Kira a sage now. That was stupid as shit. Because that's how you know they only played the first game and like maybe a bit of part 2 with the guns. But they should have made it, yo, you get to see Jack from his early days all the way to the day he dies and he gets buried in this tomb. I love Jack too. All right, yo, Alban, you call it a night. Good to see you, brother. You got to wake up at 5 a.m. I hear you. I hear you. Here's the platform. If man wants to embrace more of his Caribbean side. Yo, where are you from? Remy, are you in New York as well? You can't go to Curry. You can't go to Curry. And look at that. That's future Jack. They just got to fix that jawline. Look at that. That's supposed to be what Mar looks like. And that's where it kind of creates the rift of, is this Mar? That child's the heir of Mar? Is that the great-grandfather? Or is this all the same person, past, present, future? Does your mother put food coloring in curry? Does your mother put food coloring in curry? You can't put food coloring in curry. Red food coloring. You don't put red food coloring in curry. You vex me so. Oh, you live in London. Okay, okay.
I had a hairy...
Yo, good night, brother.
No thanks to you.
Welcome, young warrior. Many eons have passed since our hope burned so brightly. Today, you have proven yourself worthy to receive Mars' legacy.
He's talking about me. Thanks, your holy statueness. This tomb wasn't so tough.
What you are about to receive contains grave power, and with it comes grave responsibility. Eons ago, the precursors waged a terrible war with the Horoquan. Those
the lore
you refer to as metalheads. Driven by their dark leader, the Metalhead Legions destroyed our great civilization. And
see, the dark leader is the metalheads.
Unopposed, looking for the last relics of our power. Ma tried to hide the precursor stone in this tomb to protect it from them. It is our last hope, and you were chosen to keep that hope alive.
I think you got me confused with someone else. I just want the stone.
No, he is chosen.
Your destiny. Behold.
Wow! Let's get the goods.
Fools! You brought me right to the stone. Your pitiful underground friends were no match for my guards above.
As messy as it is, this is all supposed to happen.
Claiming the stone, I'll begin with you.
Abomination. The precursor stone was not meant for you.
Yo, he should have called him an abomination. I love these words: legacy, abomination, precursors, dark makers, Horoquan. The terminologies, man, I love it. I love these ancient types of talking. Jack could be from the House of Mar. That's what it always viewed as, right? Like, is he like Simba or is he actually Mufasa? But the way they make it seem is like it was all supposed to happen in this divine timing. Like, even the kid was supposed to just show up at the front of the door, and then this version of Jack is supposed to do it because it's still all the same person. But it is got to be his grave, according to Jack 3. This is where it gets messy. Look at that stone. That's exactly what I pictured it to be, and then it had the powers I expected and was everything up to my expectations. Oh shit. What do you guys think? Is Jack more, or is Jack his own grandpa? Yeah, bro. And is it the time traveler too?
You idiot. You're no match for me.
Is he his own grandpa?
Enjoy your next life.
But they say that Mars is dead in this future, but here he is in 2 different iterations in the same timeline too, right? So you have him being dead in the future, but at the same time, both his younger self and I'm interacting with my younger self here, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, that's where it gets kind of warped.
He's got the precursor stone.
And that was a magical moment. When he rips that precursor stone, I was like, no way. And he's automatically harnessing the power. Like, look at this power. Doing some key blast that can break rocks. That's insane to me. Oh, shit. I ain't got no dark Jack bomb. Precursor stone lived up to expectations, bro. I wish we were wielding it and using that as key blast for ourselves. Like, I wish you could hold it in your hands and do this blast. Like, we didn't have no dark eco power that did that type of blast. And that's what I was hoping for. Maybe it's like Eren in Attack on Titan. That's what I'm thinking, bro. That is what I'm thinking. It's Eren in Attack on Titan. That's what seems like it's happened a lot more often than... I just hit him down there. Eren on Attack on Titan visualized a lot of stuff that puts a lot of things together. I agree with that one. Someone passing their conscience through time to make a plan. Exactly. Or, oh man, I got hit and died. I agree with that part right there. That's what I think. I feel like Attack on Titan visualized that crazy way. Like, how is anybody supposed to explain that without Attack on Titan? You know what I mean? Like passing their consciousness throughout the rift of past, present, future, because Onan said the same thing. Past, present, future, it's all the same thing. And then even off the psychedelics, I saw the same thing that, yo, past, present, future can all be even edited. And then Eren Yeager is doing the same shit in the show. And then Time Patroller Trunks doing the same exact thing, that you can go back into the past, Samurai Jack type of shit. So what do y'all think? This game aged really well. You watched it with my teenage voice. Yo, shouts to Brazil, shouts to London, shouts to you guys worldwide. This game brought us all together worldwide. That's a blessing. Thank you so much. Yeah, I aged. Yo, everybody been looking at me the same way everybody looking at Jack. They're like, yo, the way they be looking at Jack is like, yo, what the hell happened to you? What the hell happened to you? They be like, I swear to God, people be looking at me the way Kira looked at Jack in this game. It was like, before he used to be like young Jack, he used to be like the little happy-go-lucky Gerber, and then something happened to you. Bro got traumatized by New York the same way Haley City traumatized Jack. This game is my favorite game because it parallels my life. It does parallel my life, bro, and that's why I love this game. It's like, bro, a lot of the stuff, even down to the crocodile, it just all replicated itself in my life, bro. Jack ends up with Ashley, and I ended up falling in love with a chick from New York the same exact way named Ashley. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Yo, he's hitting me with some shots. The two had the age restriction, needs to be 18 or years or older to participate. It had the child block. Jack never gets to fight Baron, practice mono and mono. Practice had the sword that he never unsheathed. And it looked like it had eco charged in it, right? Jack never got to fight. Oh, shot. Jack never gets to fight him, mano a mano, and he never got to fight Gall and Maya, mano a mano. He just only ended up fighting the robots. The only one he fought straight up was Core, right? Even Errol, we ain't fight like that. Gerber Poe was a legend. Oh, man. Dexter at the end of the trilogy movie confirms Jack traveled to the past at the end of the story. Yo, that's why we got to go back through it. Because I never got to watch that movie out fully because it was never in full HD. But it says he did travel to the past at the end of Jack 3. And then some people are also like, wait a minute. Didn't he in that split second when he went onto that ship, could he have not just traveled through all of time and space and just went back to the exact moment he left? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm getting hit with some stupid shots right now.
Now you see the stone's power in capable hands.
Capable hands. You have a Kingdom Keyblade replica. Hey. I believe Sean, my brother, had gotten one of those as well. Oh man, him with this turret. Yeah, we ended up fighting a lot of robots. I like the metalcore fight because you're fighting against something actually fleshy and at him directly, and it's on the walls there. But to me, the best boss fight was Gaul and Maya. Gaul and Maya was the best boss fight. Let me pay attention for a bit. We're tearing apart this whole cave. Like, look at it. It's hidden in the chest of Mar. Like that green stone.
Nice try, but the stone is still mine. Don't worry, I will use the stone to its full potential. Soon all who oppose me will be destroyed by its power.
You got the precursor stone set where his heart is supposed to be. You also got the heart of Mar artifact. But you know what's crazy? Like, that also shows you how it's kind of connected to Jesus, because you always have Jesus with that heart painting. Like, this is their version of the Messiah as well. And then, like, if you guys look into chakras and stuff like that, your heart chakra is green, and that's where it is, right there on the center. So that matches up. It's crazy. It's interesting. But look at this room falling apart, looking like the caves in Spyro 2 after the fight with Crush. What a place. This is where he's buried. Imagine the bodies back there, and you just see... It's epic. We need Jack 4 to finish the story. We do. It's such a good story, and that's why everybody's like, yo, they left us hanging. Dizzy says, you think one weakness the Jack series has is that the hand-to-hand combat never evolved past the basic punch combo? I agree with that. That's why I always say they should have made it like they added Uncharted and an Arkham type of fighting. Like, you should have some combos in here. Like, me fighting the Crimson Guard, yeah, this is fluid. Yeah, this motion is some of the greatest controls, because that's why I like games that have good fluid controls, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That's why Call of Duty is so famous, because of the one-to-one controls. But here, he's controlling like Luffy. He got like gum fists and stuff like that. But in reality, I should be able to pull off some combos on some of these Crimson Guards, like punch into an uppercut. I just punched a ghost. You gonna head out? Yo, I appreciate you. You in the UK. I know it's like 5 a.m. Yo, shouts to my brother across the ocean. Thank you for being here. What you mean? You always thought, KGM says, you thought Jack was either Mars' descendant or Jack is the reincarnation of Mars. Yeah, that's why it could go either way, right? Either he's a descendant or he is the guy, but it's just so convoluted. Even Jack's confused. Like, it matches both ways. The same way the Eren Yeager thing works out. It's like, wait a minute, is this a bigger plan by myself? The same way in Infamous 1, where you have Kessler going back in time to go and mold himself into being the savior. Is this all a plan from the future self? And because he's the younger self, that's why he's confused? And it keeps happening across the video games and in the stories of the games. Like, the future self knows everything, but he has to go and map himself out in the past to make everything happen. Like Eren Yeager convincing his father to go and do the things that he did. The same thing in Infamous, Kessler having to go and mold himself into the savior that he's supposed to be is not the same thing. That's the way how Cole is Kessler. That means Jack is Mar. That means that he would be Mar, shaping himself to do all the things that he did here. But he goes and he experiences everything at the same time. You know what I mean? Yo, what up, Cat? You were here the whole time? Okay. Yo, everybody waking up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. What's going on? Yo, shouts to the underground. Shouts to Oba Femi. Jack driving the invisible boatmobile. Jack driving like the crazy frog.
No, we were so close to making a move for the stone.
It's my fault.
He snitched.
He threatened to kill Ashlyn for spying. His own daughter. I couldn't risk that, even for the underground.
Right. Very good thinking. Except Praxis has the precursor stone now, so he can do whatever he wants.
There is still a way to get our friends back. And maybe the precursor stone as well. I'll find Vin. Go to the fortress and we'll call you.
And why should we trust you?
Because you and I both know the Baron would have killed Ashlyn. It'll be a tough fight through the fortress. Probably suicide.
You just get that door open. I'll be there.
Open the door. I got this. Infamous. Yeah, Infamous was one of my favorite series of all time. I feel like this many years later, I've played Infamous 1 so many times. I love that story. It's one of the greatest stories, but it's been forgotten about. Especially Infamous 2. Like, the way they wrote that was so peak because he could have become the Beast at the same time. It's perfect. The infamous balloon mission destroyed you. The one where in Infamous 1 where you have to go up and like the thrusters don't give you that hover and you have to get up there. I understand that one. Yo, I gotta replay that game. I'm hoping that emulation can get it up to 60 FPS, but yo, I wish that was on PC, bro. I would mod Dark Jack into that so quickly. Have Dark Jack charging off of all the electricity like Dark Eco. But Dark Jack works with those powers. Like even one of the, I remember you have to pre-order Infamous 1 and then you even get the gigawatt blades, but that would work for Jack as a power. The Infamous 1 combat system is like exactly what you guys are mentioning here. You wish the combat system was done a bit better. The Infamous 1 combat system at the very least could work in Jak and Daxter. The powers, the way everything functions, the city, it goes 1-to-1. Infamous and Jak and Daxter had like a connection like that for me. Like the powers, the beast, both good and bad. Like it kind of matches the whole yin and yang. Him being the chosen one, the messiah of them too as well. Infamous is so underrated and so underutilized. I want to replay, but I don't want to go back on the old school PS3 and play it. I've played on that choppiness too much. And then them streaming it, it felt so pixelated on some of the streams, but they probably fixed it by now. But the only way I'd want to play it right now is if we can get it on the PC, emulated in 60 FPS, maybe an upgraded texture mod. That would be the definitive way to play it. You know, I always got to do it with some kind of like, with something new, some kind of remix. And blam blam. Mr. Blake Bam Bam with the subscription. I appreciate you. Let's go. The family grows. Boom. All right, so I got to get past these. Can I use this jetboard like this? Oh, no. No, the corner of that. Somebody put that shit on purpose. They put that shit on purpose. That was an anti-jetboard spot. I was supposed to tuck and roll. They're like, nah, you're going to get boxed out. I did everything again. Damn, the checkpoint is brutal here. The checkpoint is brutal. Like, yo, you got to go through this whole room. The number one thing to beat these Jak and Daxter games, you can't stop moving. You got to keep swimming like Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. See this? The infamous combat system would work perfect here. But you got to keep swimming. You got to keep moving. Yo, thankfully, see the HD collection, when you punch, you can go flying backwards. That can get you killed. Like, you see how I'm punching towards these things? That was the issue in the HD collection, especially for the speedrunners. If you're trying to punch towards it and making a jump, like, it could pull you backwards last second and then you fall into the hole. And to some people, that's game breaking. All right, I didn't take no hits, so I'm gonna go like this. Tuck and roll. You gotta do a tuck and roll again. And be very careful not to hit that edge. That's a very precise run right there. Then you gotta go over here. And I remember the first playthrough, I think I was talking about Pokemon back in the day right here. Oh shit. Get that shit off of me. And then we follow over here. Took one shot. Is there health? No health. Another shoot for the ceilings with some auto aim. It's not even fair. Just keep moving. Tuck and roll. I'm gonna hit them with the Tommy gun. Get rid of the yellow guard and then make them drop. Yo, that's a sadistic way of them just plopping lifelessly on some John Jones type, like choking them out in the octagon type shit. Infamous Second Son was good, but it was a step down. It was. I liked Infamous Second Son. It was one of my first PlayStation 4 games. I liked it, but it was a step down. I felt like the writing, Augustine, they left us off like blue ball. The writing was the step down first and foremost. Like, Augustine should have had some kind of connection to Cole, or Cole should have been revived or something to pull the story together, but it didn't. It just made it into some tyrant girl boss. She was tyrant girl boss and it got messed up. Back to where it started.
Hey there, sweetheart.
Yeah.
The headmaster has saved the day. Oh, and I let Jack tag along too.
Oh, my little hero.
Samos, are you alright?
What took you so long? I added 6 rings to my trunk waiting for you two to get me out of here.
Multiple Samoses, multiple Mars.
What happened to you, Jack?
Wait a minute. You're you. I mean, the other you. You know what I mean.
Yes, it appears I have an older time twin. Great grass grub.
Time twins.
Leave, what a cranky old log I become.
Two Samos the Sages. Ah, Jack, they're multiplying.
We need to find the kid pronto. What are you talking about, old growth? The kid already opened the tomb. Our top priority should be to disrupt the Baron's forces. Oh,
Look at Jack. He's tired of this shit.
sprouted. If you were half as wise as I am, you'd know that the proper course of action is to find the kid. Listen, you old dried-up leaf. I run this outfit, and I say we go after the Baron's forces.
Do we have to separate you two?
Finn's activating the warp gate. We need to get out of here now.
The kid's the Messiah. The kid has the power. The Uggs having an argument. Yep. Blam Blam. Blake Bam Bam, my fault. He says, you seem like a really awesome guy. You're awesome too, fam. Welcome. Is this open goal? Yeah, this is open goal. This is the open goal modded version. He says Second Son shouldn't exist. That undermines Cole's sacrifice for the conduits to exist, and it's 7 years after Infamous 2. Yeah, it undid his sacrifice, and it was botched writing from the jump. And I agree. I feel like the evil ending of Infamous 2 should have been used, which what should have been leading to Second Son, right? The way they're treating the conduits is like that of the evil ending. Exactly. And I felt like the evil ending was the right one, but they didn't want to go with it because the platinum trophy data, according to the platinum trophies, apparently it was supposed to go with the evil ending, but they said that so many people had done the platinum trophies for the good ending. I think it was like 80%. It was so unanimous that they were like, we can't do it because most of y'all chose good. And that bothered me. I was like, yo, I love being evil in video games because in video games, you're not you. You got to go explore the other side to do the stuff that you wouldn't do. And in that game, I felt like that game, it made more sense to go and revive everybody as X-Men characters. I don't understand. It didn't make no sense to me. Oh, so you kill all the conduits, but it's just it's a magicless world. I don't know. I didn't agree with that one for that specific thing, because if anything pops up again, then they just take over. If they make a new race sphere, that person's going to go rogue with power. You know what I mean? To me, it didn't make no sense. They knew what they were doing with that ass shot. Yep, KGM, they knew what they was doing. They know what they're doing with some of these boob jizzle physics, jizzle physics, jiggle physics, and all that. They should have left Tess in there. Her crazy ass is right where she belongs. Her crazy ass. Yo, who wins in a fight? Ashlyn, Tess, or Kira? Well, in this game, all these chicks became super masculine. They all became super, like, they had to fight everything. They still like men, but they became like Butch Dykes in a way. Nowadays, if Neil Druckmann got his hands on this, they would all be gay. They would all be turned MMIA, LGBTQIA plus, HIV positive, something, bro. That's what it would be. They'd be resistance members for the ally of the community. Tapatio. Yeah, out of all of them, I think Ashlyn clears. All right, let's go do the race. I'd like to do a nice chill race before anything else, you know what I mean? A nice chill race before I head to Crew and Torn and all that. Look at these plants. I used to come over here. I used to smash these plants. I used to be like, this is Red Hot Chili Peppers. This is me. Damn, this is a funny sack. Red eco plants. I'm breaking the plants, and that's against the law. You got yellow eco plants, and then you come over here. It's watering it. Look at this. You have blue eco plants. You got Tess being like a yellow eco sage, Ashley being like a red eco sage. You got Kira being like a blue eco sage, and then you got the sewer mission that happens later on. All of them are literally dressed like the sage. Yo, shout out to my boy Ratchet and Clank, by the way. Look at them in that universe. They're in this universe. Crew has like a masked wrestler. A wrestler. He got some tidy bodies over his head to fit them giant ass ears. Bro, looking like a hound. It's got some of that Goofy movie aesthetic too. With like the white gloves. All right. The race is already loaded. The race is already loaded. That's wrong. I hope it's not. Wait a minute. What the? I was about to say they closed off the doors here. They said, okay.
Well, if it isn't the dark eco freak.
Why is he here?
Don't worry, I'm keeping a close eye on her.
He was giving her back shots.
Jack, you give the people hope. How pathetic. I would have enjoyed killing you in prison, but now it'll be so much more fun to take you on the track in front of the entire city. I can hear the roar of the crowd now as everyone sees their hope die.
It's good to have you back, Daddy.
Yes, it's nice to be free again.
You know, Kira loves a winner. Someday she'll be my mechanic.
This man. Imagine she looked at Errol and said, Daddy.
Errol's the best racer I've ever seen.
He's not what you think.
And you're a good judge of character? Ha! Look at you. People say you get angry and change.
But I'm still the hope.
I knew wouldn't be working for a guy like Crew.
Well, I like Ashlyn's forehead better.
Without my... You know what? Do it your way, and I'll do it mine. Just don't come crying to me when the walls fall down.
And they literally do.
Where you going there, pal? Jack? Jack?
Attention all drivers. The Class 2 races will begin soon.
Now what are we gonna do? You'll have to drive for the team, Daxter. We need this win to qualify for the final championship. How hard can it be? Just hold on tight and point the thingy where I want it to go, right?
Raven's like, well, if it isn't Syndrome, I mean Errol. Bruh.
I'm ready to race.
Bro, looking like Syndrome. Looking like Syndrome. He looked like Syndrome, but also like I always viewed it as if that wasn't really our opposition, if they changed that skin, like if Errol was somebody else, that skin would have been Jack and Daxter in the future, like the two of them. Errol would have been like what Daxter would have looked like in the future, in my opinion, with that orange hair. That spiky ass orange hair from the first game. I felt like if he glowed up and matured, that would be him. I'm just gonna go for the gold right off the bat. We're at 17. We just gotta make sure that they don't delete any more orbs from these races, bro. Errol wants Kira. Everybody wanted Kira back then, but then she acted like this, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take Ashlyn. He just walked in here and said, "Daddy," and he's walking out of your office. What are you doing in here? I'm giving you back shots. This the pumping station? Is that what happening? Oh hell nah. Oh hell nah. This the pumping station? All right then. Word to my mother. I'm gonna get you back. This even got the New York City toxic relationships too. In the countryside, you good. You don't have to worry about all this city drama. But then you go into the city drama and everybody got options. Everybody got toxicity. You try to platinum Jack, but your orbs were glitched. Yeah, that happens a lot. Oh, we made that jump. We actually made that jump. The orbs keep getting glitched to like 283, and then you don't know what happens, right? You can't even find it. She's like, oh, you changed it to a dark Jack. She's talking shit. But then Errol's over here like, you're the hope of the town. The demon of Haven is the hope of the town. They treat me like Shrek. I will save you from Lord Farquaad and all you fairy tale creatures. Shrek is love, Shrek is life. They judge me before they even know me, donkey.
Congratulations, you achieved the silver record.
Ah, I gotta go back.
Now there's a handsome winner. You did it, Daxter. You helped us qualify for the big race. Did you ever doubt? I backseat drive for Jack all the time. Hey, when do I get the winner's big kiss?
Maybe later, if you're a good boy.
Oh, you good boy.
We showed those Class 2 losers a thing or two, huh?
I saw. You drifted a little high in the turns a few times, but you hung in there. I'm proud of you, Dax.
Really?
Yeah, you did great.
No, we did great. Right, partner?
Yeah, bro. This game did ruin Kira for me as well, right? I agree with that on that one too. I agree with that. Let me see what was the highest scores again. I'll come back to it, I guess. Class 2. Did I just barely miss that? I missed that, oh my god, by 433 milliseconds. I actually missed that by 433 milliseconds. I missed that by less than a fraction of a second. It keeps happening. It keeps happening. I'm going back in there. I'm going back in there while I just got the course fresh in my mind. Because then you have to do it repeatedly to memorize the turns, like on some bobsled team type of shit.
Welcome to this.
Jack's a lady man with a riz. Even Rain liked him. He is the Messiah. He is the Messiah, you know what I mean? But yeah. I believe he's still platinum, but without the 286 though, right? Or wait, no, you still need all the orbs. Kira was wilding on that one, says KGM. The Jack I knew wouldn't be working for a guy like Crew. First of all, oh, Kira, you work for him too. And then two, I'm the same Jack who saved the world from Kalamar. Exactly, exactly. She's like, oh, you get angry and change. Yeah, because I'm off the heady after 2 years in the pen. Next thing you find out you smashing Errol and all this shit, and he's supposed to sit here in a cuck chair and just sitting there and take that? Come on now. Come on now. So Jack is supposed to be smiley and happy-go-lucky, even though Errol is right in, like, threatening to kill him? You're supposed to be happy-go-lucky in this city and smile? Oh, yes. I love your death threats. I love your death threats, Errol. Everything's so smiley and happy. At least we got Jack back in this race. And she was cheating first, right? Who was Jack cheating on her with? Nobody. He was in jail. It's just a bunch of bubbas. Like these. This is how it was for Jack in jail. And then he stayed focused on the mission. Damn, they took away my thing. I'm joining them. She was cheating first, then she has a nerve. It's literally Spider-Man 3 all over again. Yeah, bro, this is some Mary Jane Watson type of shit. It really is. It really is. And that's where I was like, yo, you should have just dumped her bitch ass. She should be competing for you. You should not be competing for her. And then they were trying to turn her into the Sage and all this shit. Man, me drifting too high in the turns, like Jack said, I lost the gold for less than a second of driving. Was that last turn too? Nah, this ain't gonna be it. This ain't gonna be it. I'm messing up on these turns. You gotta make the brake work. I missed that. I need to get the turbos to know I got a good start. I don't want to go to the end of the race and then next thing you know, it's gonna be like, oh, you missed it by another second there, laddie. You don't want to get to the end of the race and know that you're not gonna make it. And me hitting these walls is what's slowing me down. When you hit the wall, it takes me like a second or two. I missed both of them. We gotta do this in 210.
Hold on, Dax.
You don't always need all the turbos, but I feel like this is gonna be so close. Whoa, slow, whoa, bro. Why, yeah, yo. Why, yeah, yo. No. That's it. Fuck. And then now when your vehicle's injured like that, the thrusters are out. They're trying to murder you on this track. Yo, one tap and that's it. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Come on. They keep... They're all in a clusterfuck over there. This is like the prison showers. the prison showers while she was getting pumping stationed by Errol. We was not dropping the soap, trying to not slip on God knows what in the shower. They was using test magazines. But y'all see what they put test? The jail had her right with the rest of them. Samos was watching us get tortured from that cell. I gotta do it again. I missed the first. Samos was either right there in that room, in the cuck chair watching us get tortured, or they put him in there afterwards. Yo, this one dickhead. But imagine that you heard him like screaming. He said, "You should be dead with all the dark eco I bumped into." And yeah, the key for this is using the brake and pulling off of the accelerator, but sometimes you can hold the accelerator if you're on the right path and you get in the right part of the turns. Even though here I'm missing some of the turbos, that's going to cost me. That 1 second is everything. Want to stay down the middle. Try to stay down the middle, the meridian, but... Oh my god, I keep missing the smallest freaking turbo. Nah. I'm getting this. I'm getting this. I don't care. I'm getting this. We don't back down. We don't back down. Give me this shit. I wish they had like a booster at the start, Crash Team Racing style or Mario Kart style. Look at that. He didn't even need to go to the right. He just swerved. Holy shit. What is this? They're actually competing? That's the most epic part though. I respect that about these races. Yo, the other races can actually die. They can actually die in these races. He keeps doing the same shit. And if you wanted to push them off, you can. And then if you want to win the race like that, you can. It's a death race. And this is like Jack X Combat Racing. Which I also want to play. I want to play some of that. See if these modded cutscenes work. This wide ass turn might be everything. I'm wasting so many seconds with this turn. Can we make up for it? You hit the wrong angle of the G spot and it's ruined. It's all ruined. Pull off the thrusters and then pull in tight on the turns. Paul, you doing class reverse? Nah, this is class 2. The reverse races, they're much more generous with the times. They're way more fair with the reverse races, but with the class original ones, you got to get it down to the millisecond. Imagine training for a race for like a year and you have to lose to an animal. You lost to the squirrel. They was waiting for this for the year and then they lost to a squirrel. Well, then again, right? You lost to the orange squirrel, but then later on you find out it's a god. Dax is made in the image of a god. Jack is also channeling the powers of the gods. So is that fair? Orange Lightning is really just a little god squirrel. 204, that should be it.
Congratulations, you achieved the gold record.
And we're done. How are we doing class 2? So we did beat the class 2 race, but then we just went right back and replayed it. Like pod racers from Star Wars. I believe you mentioned that. Y'all leave my girl Kira alone. She chooses Jack at the end of the day. Oh man. She does choose Jack. But out of everybody, Errol. I feel like Errol got a shrimpy. Errol radiates shrimpy. Gold record. New record. Sound like Mario Party. And that's the other part too, right? She was like, yo, the Jack I knew wouldn't be working for crew, but doesn't. But Errol literally works for the Baron. Errol works for the Baron. And then she's like, oh, you get angry and do these things. But what about what he was doing? He the same. He know better.
Keep away from me.
Word to my mother. You want Jack added to Sonic Crossroads? Oh yeah, I saw that comment with the jet boards and even Sonic Riders. Like you could have had Jack as a collab with the jet board. That would have worked. You know Errol mad at Jack because his wee is small. The loudest barks are usually the smallest. I agree with that. Errol just radiates like a micro PP. Like, why you want me dead in jail and all that? And he was even grabbing me funny while I was still in the chair and shit like that. She was cheating that she got the audacity to be mad at Jack. Yeah, bro. For the same type of guy, too. She's like, oh, you work for Crew, so you're a piece of shit. But Errol's the greatest racer. But Errol works for the Baron. What?
The Baron is still up to his old tricks. The Underground got word that several Crimson Blast bots are zeroing in on the hideout here. They're armored bombs which seek out targets. If any of those blast bots reach this place, we're dead. Ah, what are you worried about, old man? You're almost dead anyway. Well, if you'd taken better care of yourself, I wouldn't be in the state I am now. Take out those blast bots before they reach the hideout, Jack. They have proximity defenses, so do be careful. Good hunting.
Stay away from the wumpy nests, kid. You gotta protect your older self. Dizzy says, making Errol a bigger villain than Jack 3 was a mistake. He was not main villain material. I agree with that, bro. He was barely henchman material. And the same thing with Viger, Count Viger, Vegan, whatever. Like, they didn't have that boss aura. Like, even Core over here in his old man form outmatches them. Baron and Core felt like faction leaders. Jack 3 should have used Skull and Maya. Yep. Out of all of the reused assets and all of it, right? Out of all of the reused assets, they couldn't reuse Gall and Maya. Like, that is the biggest miss I've ever seen because, like, bro, when you're fighting all these mechs, I'd like to fight something squishy. I would have liked to fight either Dark Errol or Gall and Maya. Let me fight a real Dark user. It would have been nice to have done some kind of fight against a Dark user. A Dark Eco fighter like Dark Jack, but face to face. You know what I mean? The way their body flops like they just got choked out by John Jones is everything. Stop! Young Samus probably has the same problem as Errol Small. Yo, where did that come from? Young Samos. But then again, right? Young Samos bags up Kira's mother. And then Kira was a baddie in that first game. So it was like, yo, he found probably one of the baddest women in the village. This man probably got some green eco Viagra. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. You gotta give Samos some credit, but he got super cranky. He stayed with you, go, Kira. Bro, I always love Kira with a Jack, but it's gotta be that Jack 1 Kira. Jack 1 Kira is the peak woman. She was the best. We're doing some mechanic work underneath, and then... Oh, man, they lasered it. It's alive. I need a stronger vehicle. This... Last one. Uh-oh. I got 1 HP. I gotta shoot from back here. I'm hitting the shots. Ah! He hit me with the laser and eviscerated me. Ooh. Icy Girl says, I would have liked to see Jack box fight Errol and Jack would fight him. Yo, at least some quick time events, you know what I mean? I would have agreed. I wanted to see him fight him with his fists because in here he opts out by running into the Dark Eco and commits suicide. And then, that was like a way to get out of the fight. I wanted to see them square up. Like, yo, choke him out or something, bro. Punch him in his face. I wanted to smack the shit out of Errol. He put hands on me. I never get to put hands on him. Nah, Errol seems suspect. Errol does seem like the type to drop the soap. Errol was probably waiting in the prison showers or something, bro. Crash it into the car. Go underneath. Do a little bit of mechanic work. Woo, woo, woo. Bro, get the tasers off me. This is... Oh shit, that poor lady. What we got here? We got a small cruiser. I need the best vehicle is this. No, not this. The tankiest one is this type, but I say the green one is stronger than the purple ones for some reason. For some reason, the green ones just seem like they got more stamina, even if it's a reskin. This was like my go-to because you could jump in from either side. It had the most seats. This is a three-seater. Go for the crunch. Yeah. There it is. That's the best one right here. Give me this. Fail. What up, Jimmy? Jimmy the fam. Kira stepped it up in Jack X. We gotta go back through Jack X. She did step it up. But then she was also on some... Oh my god, someone just got smited. They smiting the people out here. Ooh. This thing is doing some Zeus type of smiting. But then she had some daddy issues in 3 too. She was like,
Get away from me, Dad. I'll save the day. Errol is daddy. That's what she was saying.
Man, I want to play... Switch vehicles. I love the way you can hijack vehicles in this game. It's just so big. Oh, that's what I was jumping for and it killed it. Took a hit on this. Nah, bro. Oh. You know, normally I get this mission done in one try. This is different. No Dark Eco. Childhood favorite game. Yeah, this is my favorite game of all time. Childhood favorite game, therefore it is my favorite game. He's literally broadcasting, don't you make a fool out of me, Jack. Errol being the final boss felt like a rush decision. 100%. I agree with that. It was a rush decision. And the way they revealed him too was rushed too, because they, yeah, like when we finally got back to Heavy City, oh my god, the vehicles. They show him show up on the telecom. Oh my god, the vehicle went right back to me. I've never had this much bad luck on this mission ever. Since I was a kid. Really? But like, yo, Errol shows up on the communicator and he's talking and he's like, Errol? They couldn't keep it a secret. They immediately broke the secret. Like, what I should do is you should just sacrifice a life and get the Vulcan shots because the Vulcan's the best gun. This man's like, sacrifice is something you should do for your city. At least he lived up to that, right? So he was practicing what he preached. You sacrifice yourself for the greater good. You sacrifice yourself for the greater good. Some damage there. Let's hear the beeping. Shoot to kill, shoot to kill, shoot to kill. Hop off, hop off, hop off, hop off. Get back on the vehicle. Give me this tanky shit. I think that he spawned the Crimson Guard cruisers. It would have been nice to see the Hellcat cruisers. This one, I feel like is the tankiest vehicle right here. This green one. But there's a laser. I saw it shoot this one. Sometimes you can get a random one that just breaks in one shot and it feels flimsy, but as a Gerber, this was always like the tankiest for me. I got 56 shots, so it takes about 50 shots per each. It's about 50 shots for each. They should have had more ammo boxes around the map too, like tucked away in that corner. Yo, I shot the lady more than I shot the freaking bot. Okay, that's what Kira was talking about. They give me 30 bullets. They got 30 bullets here, a dirty 30. Speed this over. Crash this into the bot for some little extra damage. Maybe it'll make up for that 20 piece. And crashed it into it. Tell me that did some damage. Tell me that did some damage. Perfect. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You already know.
Nice shooting, my boy. Good work, Jack. We'll all sleep a little easier tonight.
Let's go. That's why Gall and Maya coming back at Jack 3 would have been more effective. It would have been a big oh shit moment, a PTSD moment. Yep. And then also they were talking about Dark Makers and all that, and they were the ones that were like the original Dark Sages. That whole revelation was cringed and forced. He went from being Baron's top commander to a psycho who wanted to destroy the world, right? And he kept talking about us like we're a dark eco freak, but being the biggest hypocrite, meaning the writing for him was kind of like, it's some shallow ass writing. He's talking to us like we're still a dark eco freak when he's the biggest freak. He's literally a walking freak. Bro got his robo penis on.
Roger. Continue our sweep.
Never got to see the face of the Dark Makers too, right? And the right face should have been Gall and Maya at the very least, even if there were still some alien beings communicating with them. In this game, it was the Metalheads, and these were what the Dark Makers were talking to, but it should have been Gall and Maya. Errol had no motive to destroy the world, but Gall and Maya did. They were trapped in those silos forever, bro. And they wanted to, like, make this world with the same exact motive from Jack. Well, it should have been Gall and Maya. 1000%. But yo, it's getting late, guys. I know most of you guys have to wake up early. We're gonna finish this game tomorrow. I appreciate every single one of you guys watching. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream.